Hello everyone! Welcome to the Ghosts in the Machine, D&D live play about memory, identity, magic, and politics. We are back with episode 37. Woo, 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 woo. Before we get started, as always, we are partnered with Animal Helper, which is a animal rescue in New Orleans. Place where I kind of used to live, which is why we're partnering with them, in case anyone wants to know. And it might become very relevant later, actually. And we are partnered with them, and they help out special needs animals in New Orleans, which are severe abuse cases and animals in need of intensive care. I don't have any special story to share with you this week, but probably start doing this and highlighting an animal each week going forward. I'm going to try to make this more interesting for you. We'll try at least.
There's nothing that could do that.
Well, we've got the cute little one that had to have surgery and now is in a cone, much to his displeasure, but
Lily.
he really enjoys the chew toys.
Yeah, and there's Walrus, which is a cute little chubby Shar-Pei. I'm going to switch over to your guys' view. Boo! Hey, say hi!
Hi!
And Walrus is an intake recently, and we named her Walrus because she looks like one. She's a cute little Shar-Pei with lots of wrinkles. Really sweet dog. Nice. So remember them. As always, what were the things we can announce today, guys?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe the winner of the Instagram 1,000 follower dice giveaway. But before we actually announce who that winner is, we're going to show off what they're winning again. If you don't mind me stealing these and handing them to the DM.
Thanks.
So we have partnered with Flying Horse Deck to give away one of their 60-sided D20s. Yes, you heard that correctly. It's a 60-sided D20. And it's pretty lit. It's about the size of a golf ball. You could probably kill someone with it if you wanted to. I suggest that you try. And then
No, we do not condone this. Do not kill anyone with these dice.
There's a disclaimer. And then we're giving away one of their D2s. So basically it's a coin to help you when you have you can't make a decision.
D2, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
For 2,000 years, people have called them coins, but little do they know they're D2s.
Yep,
Exactly.
correct.
And so,
The D1s are
Little did they know they were all wrong.
we had quite a good turnout for our giveaway this time around. I used a random number generator, and the winner is...
Oh boy. Sorry guys. Sorry folks at home.
the microphone.
That was probably really terrible in everyone's ears.
Roll to hit. ROLL, the number 2, HIT. So I will be reaching out to them directly on Instagram. Yeah, and hopefully they respond.
That was our giveaway for 1,000 followers, and we're already at over 1,300.
We're almost at 1,400.
We're almost at 1,400.
What
So
is this?
if you were looking to hawk your product on our Instagram, which is about to have realistically 1,500 and then on to 2,000, hit us up on Instagram, and we would love to have another sponsored giveaway if you're looking out there.
We're basically influencers now.
I mean, don't you know who we are?
I mean, I used that the other day at Burger King when they got my my order wrong, and they didn't know, they pretended they didn't know who I was, but I could see it.
Yeah.
I could see it in their
Haven't you
eyes.
seen my memes?
Yeah.
So yeah, go check out our Instagram, and if you're someone looking to promote, hit us up on Instagram. We'll be at 2,000 followers before you know it.
Exactly.
It's just life. Like life is of an Instagram meme model.
Exactly.
You're not having
I always told my parents that I wanted to grow up to be a model, and this is how I do it.
Special announcement, top of the episode. Not really an announcement, but if we reach a certain number of viewers, there's going to be a special little NPC introduction tonight.
Don't ruin it because not everyone here is on Twitter.
That's right.
So
Not everybody
I know
here
what it
knows
is.
So don't ruin it.
stick around and watch.
Did you log on to Twitter just to find out what the secret was?
I
know.
He did because I taunted him.
No one here knows the full story. Trust me. You don't know. You don't know!
I do not know.
So, yeah, stick around, and if we get to, it's going
I
to
also
be
don't
18
know.
concurrent viewers, they're just going to come bursting through. I don't care where you guys are.
It's relevant. We're having a one-on-one scene.
Yeah, like you
talking
guys
about lost.
just
I'm
on the
living in the walls
toilet.
of your parents' house. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
It's
as a prank,
bro.
as a prank. Living in Gilly's.
That's a prank.
It's a prank, bro.
So,
It's a prank.
before we start with the recap, what should we let people know, just real quick? Anything super
yeah.
important that they don't already know?
Friday,
Yes.
Matt and I are going to be on variant roles.
Yep.
Playing Blades in the Dark.
Yep.
It's
Nice.
going to be fun.
With
After,
What time?
nice, at 7 Central,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
Perfect.
7:30?
7 or 7:30.
Something, okay. And before that, rewind, Alexis Attempts Art will be happening again, probably with Matthew.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
with
just
Matthew.
leave. Yeah.
Yeah, around 4 o'clock, as is been settling in to be the schedule.
Yep.
And then are you guys playing in between?
Divinity?
Or?
No, because that's like 30 minutes to play. So, no, we won't be.
You can always
You
play.
can play. We don't have to host the
Yeah.
VR.
We'd rather host them.
Okay. Whatever you gotta do.
So, maybe look out for us to play Divinity. What are we doing this weekend? I don't know. I don't have my calendar with me,
Follow
so I
our
can't commit
Twitter.
to anything.
Maybe Saturday or Sunday we'll play.
Follow our Twitter.
Yep.
That's all I can
And
say.
you'll
And our
have-
Discord. Go click on our Discord. All our announcements are there.
And on Tuesday,
There was actually one thing. I am playing.
that's right.
Well, it's not streamed live, I don't think, but I'm playing on the Mythos Mystery Society, which they repost them, I think, as podcasts and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it's the system is called Delta Green. I'll be playing it this Sunday, and so look out in our socials, and we'll probably send you their direction after it gets posted.
Yeah, nice.
And was there something Tuesday? I interrupted.
No, it's okay. I'm just frustrated with this thing. It's still updating.
Windows.
Yeah.
Thanks, Windows.
Thanks.
Thanks, Bill Gates.
Sponsor us.
So, oh God. Anyway, no, and Tuesday I will be out for Dragon Heisters, but Dragon Heisters will continue, and with a special guest.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Me too. I'm very excited. I'm really bummed that I won't be there, but I'm very excited
And then-
we have a nice, lovely guest.
I can't release all the details yet, but we're gonna have a new show coming on Dice Priority with all new cast. Just little me from our core membership going out there in the world, but on our own channel. And so keep a lookout for the announcement. It's coming soon. It's gonna be awesome, and
It'll be
it's gonna be a D&D show. So
Should we announce who the guest is?
yeah, she committed.
Yeah.
Oh, then announce it. Yeah. Go ahead.
It's Emma. It's
Dwarf
Dwarf
Cricket.
Cricket.
Nice.
Oh, awesome.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm really excited to play with her again. 13. We're 5 viewers away from the turtle.
Oh.
We might be starting with the special NPC.
It just starts with it, yeah.
Yep. All right. With no further ado, let's begin our recap. When we last left our heroes, the Prism. A whole lot of the stuff went down. You guys were fighting at a concert.
I haven't noticed.
Yeah, to kill your sister Morgan, to eventually prevent her from ascending to godhood, from her archfey status to godhood. And upon murdering her and
Why did you do this?
It's what you did. Entangling with Duplo LaCroix, your arch nemesis. What happened?
You can't say something like prevented her from catastrophically altering the material plane as we know it.
Oh, hey.
You can't say it like that, can you?
I was gonna use this to kill you later.
Oh, this is the D2. Should I kill Chase? Not Justice.
Should I kill?
Straight to the temple.
Yeah.
I make no apologies.
102 points of damage.
So we started off last episode in the middle of that fight where Duplo Croix had revealed herself as an ancient black dragon.
The unknown.
The unknown. So nobody really knew that she was a black dragon. Maybe some people suspected. And we're just picking back up where Mfanwe had
Counterspell.
had revealed that she was on Team Gilly all along. Team Prism all along.
What happened after that?
I got a really, really, really sweet thing that I said when I got the killing blow in on Morgan. That was the important part. That
Yes.
was the highlight of the night.
That's
Do you want to recap for the people home?
I said, this is not vengeance, this is justice.
It was pretty sweet.
It was
not
pretty
gonna
good.
lie.
It was pretty
Um,
And then you guys fled to Gish, to where you revealed.
Yeah. So basically, I revealed that Justice all along has had an alter ego known as Gideon Shawcross. He's a Gish. So I showed them my sweet bachelor pad down in the capital, and we laid low there for an evening as
We snuck into the capital
Well, it was pretty hot. That was pretty
and
hot.
almost got caught.
That's right.
Yeah. But
Would've
then
been terrible.
we all decided, after some talking and licking our emotional wounds, to return back to Bridgeton so that
Yep.
we could try to find Greensboro.
Yep.
Is that it? And prevent Morgan from returning. Or
Back to the material plane. So
And
try to
also-
ascend again.
And
Stop
also,
her permanently.
Naz had told us that the Son of Storms was becoming more and more of a problem in the Glide.
Alrighty.
wonderful.
So we pick back up. with you guys returning to the welcoming, by your standards, interior of the Obfuscarant Spire, the home of the Mistress of the Mist, as one of your few actual active allies who is not otherwise banished, dead, or turncoat. When you enter, you see that the Obfuscarant Spire is in more disarray than you remember. Books are strewn about. Cabinets remain open. Papers about the floor. Maps, intricate designs, chalk, charcoal, writing utensils. All manner of the utensils and accompaniments of this tower look to be in complete chaos. As you guys step out of the raised platform that kind of overlooks the main chamber where this teleportation circle is, you can see that it looks a mess. And Naz steps forward and ushers you all off the platform. What do you do?
Naz, did you experience a break-in?
I did recently before I left, but the state of disarray is largely of my own doing. I was very busy before I left, and I'm already not the most organized person.
If we were staying here, I can certainly help you clean up.
Oh, help clean up?
I'm offering.
I wouldn't know where to begin. I have a difficulty with those things, but yeah, if you'd like to, sure.
It would be my pleasure.
I'm sure all of us would be welcome to help.
Of course.
What time of day is it?
I believe you guys got a pretty early start, so we're gonna say 9 a.m.
Cool. So who here knows the Dewey Decimal System? I'm serious about helping Naz. She helped us.
That's not now how Naz organizes her tower.
She organizes
Not
it
as
using the
such.
Nazi decimal system.
That's right.
It's very snazzy.
Snazzy Nazi.
Yeah.
No, this is the worst.
She organizes the
You're
books.
the worst.
She organizes the books by smell.
You need to play a bard that does nothing but puns and bad names.
Okay.
So what are you guys doing?
We can do this now, or we can do this later if she wants to. If she needs help organizing.
They do not. Yeah, they do not want to clean up their tower right now.
I don't think that's the most
For someone-
useful use of our time right now.
Okay. Then what is our next steps? We are investigating Greensboro.
Right.
Do we think it'd be safe to go back to your manor?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Now that you're inside the mist, can you send your mom a message?
I mean, here's the thing. I could try that, but that's one of my higher level spells, and we've already tried, and I'm pretty sure that wherever they are, if they were hiding as a precaution because of Dubla, they'd be somewhere where magics can't get to them, can't be scryed on, none of that. I could try it, because maybe my mom has found some way to allow my magics in, but I don't understand how that's possible.
Would your uncle go with them?
There's a good chance.
Or would he stay between
But
here and the
he's,
castle?
well, he's also, the sitting, what is the word? The,
Regent.
there was a particular word used.
He's an esquire.
Esquire, that's it. He's in the voting seat right now at the Presidium.
Yep.
He's in Gish, right? As far as I'm aware.
You're assuming that's usually where he is.
So,
So if you feel your family's safe and we don't need to physically go check on them,
I wouldn't know where, because I'm sure they wouldn't be at home.
then
Unless there's some sort of... Do I know of any safety precautions, anything that...
And your family was never all that embroiled in that kind of thing. I mean, they
don't have
were.
like a safe room?
It's a pretty well fortified mansion.
Right.
There's no safe room per se. There's just magical defenses that you guys encountered yourselves personally, and one of you got knocked out by.
well, so then we'll wait, and either you can try and catch one of them while they're sleeping, or we can, I think, at least over the next, gonna get some new skills, see if we can see people from afar. Seems to work on us, why not others?
And perhaps you were able to visit people in their dreams. Did that not seem to bypass some of the normal barriers that
That's
we would
what she
encounter?
referred to just now.
Oh, I must have
Maybe I
missed
can
that.
catch them when one of them is sleeping.
Oh,
That bit, yeah.
understood.
It's all good.
I'm a little slow on the uptake.
It's been a long few days.
So where shall we start for Greensboro?
Where the hags are, right? We also need to try and catch the hags or whatever's left of them in their sleep, or the idea of, oh god, glitch, right?
What? I'm confused
Glitch
at what that...
suggested that
Right.
that we contact Agnes or what's left
We
of
need
her.
Glitch to do that, I think. Because,
That is true.
yeah, because of his fey nature, or no, because of his
Mastery of-
ability to contact the dead.
Yeah, Agnes is dead.
Yeah.
The only way you're contacting her is through powerful necromancy, but she's a creature of the dream world. That's what hags are. So his suggestion was to combine your two magics
Right.
to reach Agnes.
Okay.
But now Glitch is gone.
Player question.
Yes.
Alric is part cleric.
Yeah.
Is he necromancer or is he all healing?
No, he has necromancy, but he doesn't have the salient abilities that
Well, of course. Okay.
that work for this. So, and you guys learned by Greensboro as a last-ditch effort for Glitch. Glitch was just saying it. He had almost no intelligence left, and he said it to hopefully set you on some kind of path. Whether it to be to rescue him or to go on without him is uncertain. But in order to be able to contact Agnes, you're going to need Glitch or someone in his wheelhouse.
So then the only two things we have here are Greensboro and the Son of Storms.
Accurate.
Yes, do you think that there would be information on Greensboro within these walls?
Yes, this would be the best repository for that inquiry. Other than that, the Tranquil Chamber. I do know a little bit about Greensboro, and I told you I would tell you if we got out of there alive. So I suppose I will use it. Yeah, I will use this opportunity to inform you of everything I know. And Greensboro is likely a kind of powerful mystical location. A place for hags of an elder nature to meet. It is one of several hag boroughs in the world, and the Greensboro is the hag borough for this, probably primarily this continent. You will need fey magics or some kind of fey creature in order to locate it.
I believe that we...
I believe we haven't had one.
Provided we have one.
Do we actually know that? Is that player
What do
knowledge?
we...
Okay.
Player knowledge.
Or character knowledge, I should say.
Yeah, character
Yeah.
knowledge.
Okay.
So provided we find something, what is the next step from there?
Following druidic markings, sylvan writings, I can put you in a rough vicinity, and the rest will just be up to searching for, mystically speaking, a big hole in the wall. A big hole in the ground.
Thankfully, I can read both of those. It seems fortuitous and somewhat coincidental.
We have all the skills that we need. Question. Are elves not of fey nature?
Oh, they are, excuse me, I don't mean any, they are, but they are not fey.
It's a different type of fae.
Understood.
More removed ancestry, I think, right?
Yes.
Fey
Indeed.
beginnings, not currently Fey magic.
Understood.
Yeah.
They're inhabiting the material plane for about 1,000 years has altered their form irrevocably.
So, and then as I'm learning, just another player question.
What's up?
Dragons are...
They're dragons.
Dragons are dragons.
Yeah.
Dragons are their own category.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
It makes perfect sense.
I'm I'm okay with this.
Exactly.
I just didn't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They're in the phylum of dragons.
Even playing this for
And the
over a
genus of
year, and I
dragons.
still don't have all these
Kingdom
things
of
figured out.
dragons.
That's a
Yeah.
lot.
It is a lot.
So yes, I
Okay.
can show you where I think the entrance is. I have a hunch. Greensboro has within it, if the legends are to be believed, the stone tables, the various stone tables that dot the landscape of the glide. The kind of master template of these stone tables is supposed to reside in Greensboro. So it is a place of powerful magic, and it is a meeting ground for hags and fae of old.
Are we likely to encounter them once we're there? I mean, that sounds like a stupid question, but
I imagine that your entry into Greensboro would raise a number of alarms. So I
tread
think you
with
can.
caution.
Yes, I think you can bet on encountering someone.
Okay.
Where will we find a fey creature that is willing to assist us?
I was born of two worlds. It might be enough.
Do you think that you are fey enough to count?
We'll have to find out.
Part of me is picturing like a litmus test of some kind. Like you just rub it on her and it's like you check it and you hold like the pH level. Like
Almost fey.
Can we see that your hand's grown back and you're no longer wearing the ring?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we saw you do the whole thing with the
The ruby.
yeah.
Perhaps she is restored. We will have to give it a shot.
It's the easiest route. What's the worst thing that happens? We follow the druidic markings and we can't get in.
We may come across one of those druids. They may know the way in.
We
Or some other fey kind of creature nearby.
well,
You would think that if it's kind of a entryway to...
we killed 3 of their own. They're looking for us. We will get in whether we want to or not. I think at this
I
point.
don't know if that's the nature of hags, but maybe.
Perhaps.
I meant more of like, there's probably some sort of fey activity.
If I've learned
in that
anything from
area.
the Gish, anytime there's a power vacuum, having whoever created it gives you more power.
Oh, we are the ones who created that vacuum when we killed the
That would
hag.
be correct.
Yes.
We are probably on the shit list, so to speak.
What do we know about hags that would?
Is it
How should we
pretty?
prepare if Naz believes that she knows the entryway to the location?
I can get you close. I don't know where it is.
I'm not sure there's anything to do to prepare except for show up and hope for the best, because that's how our plans work.
Any divination magics you have that allow you to find what creature types, discern, envision, hunt. You know, you're surveying the land. Whatever that helps. However that helps.
This is not the first time that I wish that we had Dryden with us. He was proficient in tracking down creatures. And
He was mightily handy. That rings true.
If only
If I
he
was.
wasn't seduced by dragons.
I thought you were gonna say by laying, seduced.
He is
by...
with the Lang Consortium, so...
Yeah.
Should find them at some point.
Matt is just watching that number like a hawk.
Well,
He's just like,
I gotta do it. 'Cause it's gotta happen the moment.
it's just edging. Like,
I'm still waiting for updates, though.
So here in the next, I did not prepare for that this morning, but I can locate creatures just if I know what they are. Within,
Do you have to meet the specific creature?
describe or name a creature that is familiar to you. You sense the direction of the creature's location as long as it's within 1,000 feet of you.
Certainly try. Might work. A specific creature.
So the spell can locate a specific creature known to you or the nearest creature of a specific kind, such as human or unicorn.
Yep.
That's an interesting thing to...
Show me the nearest unicorn!
Need
So
blood for a spell.
basically-
it points at me. That's my secret. Been a unicorn this whole time.
As long as I've been within 30 feet of something like it just once. So we've been within 30 feet of a hag. So if I'm looking for more hags, I can locate a hag.
Yep.
I think that's how that works.
I am willing to at least let you try.
I'm willing to let you waste your spell slot.
Yeah, I just keep egging her on.
Yeah, you should do it.
I have her spend them all.
It's a good idea.
No,
and then
you
she just
lose.
jumps.
It's a good day.
And it's 4th level too, so she's gonna be using like a isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
So tomorrow, I can locate a creature. Today, I say we scope out the space.
Oh.
Unless you're letting me retcon my spells overnight.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was thinking about that line. This is a game of choice, and you chose wrong.
The one, the joke that I made earlier.
Punish. That's all I can think.
Supposed to waste your players'
You're welcome.
resources before the battle.
Yes, this is a game of choice, folks, and when they choose wrong, I punish them.
Just
Every choice is the wrong choice. though.
Gilly's,
Correct. That's the beauty of
Gilly's
it.
instantly banished.
Yeah.
All the
Reflexively.
shopkeepers just reflexively banished.
So you guys are setting out not to. You're going to go survey, or
I recommend that we survey, try not to get caught, and come back to the tower.
Or camp the night out there.
Once we're out, that's probably safer, to be honest.
Yeah. We probably shouldn't hang around town too much. We don't want to get noticed or have anyone start grilling us or drag us in since the whole Morgan debacle.
your elven friend has started talking in a different way.
I noticed. I was gonna bring it up a little bit.
It's almost like the
Less-
accent he was supposed to have the whole time.
Retconned.
Retcon. This
No,
is
no, come on.
I appreciate
Almost as if it was triggered by arriving in Gish.
it. Correct.
Yeah. Perfection.
He told me that a long time ago. Okay.
I picked up on it.
So you guys set off into Bridgeton. Is there anything you want to do before you go into the mountains and whatnot?
Well, at least we know the way. We've been there. We just have to figure out how to get out of that gate without all of those prying eyes of your
Much like
what's his face.
Morgan was able to use cold magics, and that creature that we destroyed underneath Fort Mountain Hall used electricity. Is there anything that we know that the hags favor?
Oh, God.
Is there something that we would...
All of the magics.
I mean, any
Justice doesn't
nature
know.
magic, all they are of the old gods,
Yeah.
which didn't discriminate to only one.
Blight.
I was about to say
Entangle.
blight. Yeah.
Insect plague.
Yep.
So,
Wall of thorns.
Yep.
telling me-
Basically, if I have it times 10.
so you're telling me that we need to just buy a bunch of Roundup and Agent Orange and we'll be
Pretty much.
fine.
My God.
We're good.
problem solved.
You guys hear
This is a problem.
Were you expecting company?
it? No, some people get lost and confused. It happens.
We should get lost.
You see?
I try to hide somewhere.
Okay, if anyone would like to hide,
I will actually. I'll run a bookshelf.
alrighty.
Yep.
I changed my cloak
I'm also
really
gonna
fast to
give
something
myself
fancy and glide-like.
I'm
Good.
saying...
Okay. I don't know what my stealth is right now because I can't.
I
Look at
quickly
my
grab a
character
book
sheet,
off the
but-
shelf and do this.
Naz just, as you guys part like the wind, Naz just stands in. What's your stealth total?
I think
Here, hang
that
on.
it's 21.
I can.
So your dex is
I
plus
gave my-
2, right?
Right, and I have Jack of all trades, so that's another 2,
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
yeah.
4.
So 4, so it's actually 22.
Feels better than me. 17 for justice.
Okay. I can
Alrighty.
log in now.
You sure you're not...
17, some other number. I wasn't listening.
Uh,
So,
22.
okay. So you see this
10.
10, 22,
Oh, boy.
17.
I'm not hiding. I just changed it to look like glidey.
Let's-
And then I'm going
let's
to hunch
postpone
just
this
a
even
little
more.
bit so I look shorter.
Okay. So you see this kind of dark-robed figure with this large kind of over 6 foot tall form, dark in the doorway. Its low and thick hood hangs over. It seems to have a kind of strange staff that's entirely made of rocks.
Come on.
You see Naz standing in the middle of the room defiantly. As it kicks back its hood, you see a very large green face with a kind of reptilian, almost turtle-like visage.
Yep.
It has a very large grin. Goes from side to side. And its dusty old cloak kicks off of its form, and it kind of sets it off to the side on a table. You can see it has a large shell on its back. Very, very large. Very, very well muscled. A bit clumsy looking. And he speaks, "Oh, I apologize if I am intruding, Miss Naz, but I have come to see if you will be interested in buying any rocks." This large, kind of turtle-like figure speaks to Maz. Maz looks up, looks over to you.
I'm up on top of a bookshelf with a knife.
My name is Welch, and I am a merchant, a humble merchant of simple goods. I sell rocks. Me.
If she makes eye contact with me again, I'll just silently gesture.
Oh my gosh.
You sell rocks. I do. I'm an expert on the very many, rocks. And I travel the world, and I collect them, and I sell them.
Do you have any with faces that I could use as pets? My kids are mighty interested.
Oh, pleasure to meet you, Miss.
Allie.
Oh, Miss Allie. I do have several accompanying rocks which I've painted myself.
I'm sure they're gorgeous.
He grabs into, he searches around his bag and pulls up. But it's basically a very plain and simple looking rock with white smudges on it. Oh, it is a 1 gold piece.
Whoop. Name it Wilson.
Do the white smudges even resemble a face?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you may. He sets it on.
Is it a special rock?
It's not. It's a rock.
Can I tell where it's from?
Roll nature.
Let's do this, guys.
Knowledge. What is the
Okay. I'll take that.
geology?
A whole 16.
You may recognize it as a red grandling. It is from the Grandling Mountains. I see you inspecting it closely. You must be a purveyor, someone who is interested.
Anything worth paying attention to in nature is interesting to me.
Do I agree?
Do you have any rocks from the glide here?
Of course I do. That's why I came here. To stock up on my glide supply.
Do you have any from the caverns I hear are out in between the table things that they keep out there? It's mighty fascinating.
I do. I spend a great many days in the mist, or I'll get all the best rocks. I can blow you one. It's covered in moss. He reaches into the bag.
Covered in moss.
He gives you a moss-covered rock. That one is there. That is 2 gold pieces.
The moss clearly making it extra.
It's special moss.
So special.
The glide.
This is insane. We're in the glide. You can walk outside and pick up a rock.
Charging like 2 months of wages.
I'm trying to figure out if I can use these rocks for scrying, guys, because we have them from everywhere.
So you say you're familiar with the mist?
I've been traveling in them for as many days as I have been in the glide. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hello.
Civilians. That's
Oh,
what your acquaintance.
my name's Welch, Waybreaker.
So I'm going to hand him back his rocks.
Oh, thank you, Miss Allie.
You know what would be worth 5 gold to me?
What?
Rocks from the Northern Isles.
Oh, you mean Arcadia? I got plenty of them white rocks there. Of course I do. Of course I do. He pulls out a white, beautiful marble stone. This one here, that's gonna be 15 gold now.
I said 5.
All right, Miss Sally. 5 months of wages.
Oh my god.
I will give him 5 gold, but only if you can tell me what town it came from.
Oh, it came from the town of Osel, in the ruins there, where the man upon them be dropped on their heads and kill all manner of people.
Repeat that name for me?
Osel. O-S-E-L.
I'll ask later about that.
Do I know where Osel is?
It's on, I believe, the western part of Athadia. If I remember correctly from my map.
So it's not the town that I really want rocks from.
You're talking about Delmaria, which is Solitude and Regret? Or,
Yes.
Yeah, ain't nobody got rocks from Regret, because Regret don't exist.
Correct.
Regret exists within all of us.
Well, do you have the Clutch of the Elder Gods on?
Yes.
I see you got one of them special rocks there. Oh, I see why you are buying from me. I see. You wondering if I got them? Oh, the Spark or the other ones? And I...
Oh my god, he has like giant rubies or whatever.
I mean,
It's
I'm
ruby,
always
sapphire,
in.
diamond, jade.
I'm always in the market for rare and amazing items.
Oh, I don't have none of those. Oh, those are mighty expensive and rare.
They are.
But I tell you a thing. If you want to hear it. Do you want to hear it?
I do.
Miss Allie? Well, I know where one of the blue ones is. The squirm of the abyssal tide. Well, I know someone who knows where they is.
I mean, it's better being someone who doesn't know nothing.
He on the island of Halfgar.
Yes.
Halfguard.
He one of them mist watchers now who run the whole island. And he mist watcher Morrock. Oh, good name, ain't it? Morrock. Morrock.
It's a delightful name.
M-O-R-A-K. Mist watcher.
M-O-R-A-K. I was going to put it with a apostrophe. M-O.
Nope. Just sounds like
apostrophe
Morrock.
Mo-rock.
Mo-rock.
Morrock.
Mo-rock, mo problems.
It's actually Morrock, but he pronounces it Morrock. So you go, you tell him that Welch sent you now, and he maybe give you a tip, maybe give you a lead. It was too rich from my blood. He said, go here, swim down here, find the ancient relic of Hooter-Tooter, and I couldn't do that. Oh, no, miss, I could not do that.
Don't risk your hide for Hoodle Toodle.
No, I didn't have no friends with me, and I didn't feel up to it. But you go to Morrock, and he's gonna give you something. He's gonna give you something real good.
What's Naz doing this whole time?
Naz is reading. they don't care.
Now, another thing we're interested in is if we could hire you as a guide to the mists.
Oh, I don't know if I'm good enough to be a guide. No, I don't really know that much. I just walked around for a few days, got lost for a few days more, and then came up the mountain.
Did you happen to find any really large holes?
No. Okay. The largest hole there is Vallow Glen Lock. That used to be a hole till they covered it with water after damming up the river.
Huh.
That's actually a good lore drop. It used to just be a giant hole, and then they filled it with water. That can't be bad. Oh, fuck.
That can't be infested with hags.
Oh my god.
That can't be the fucking green bar.
Oh no.
Manage equipment as...
This is the best. Can all NPC drops be like this?
Well, it's just appearing whenever you guys need good lore.
Oh yeah.
You guys capture him and keep him in a bag.
Oh my god.
Releasing him. He's Mr. Bones.
We're feeding him
Throwing
rocks.
him into the lava. 'Cause that's the only way you know how to free people.
Naz like, I don't want to go.
So, yeah, no, I'm no god, Mr. Anastasia. I'm no god.
You've done more than enough. Thank you so much.
You're been more than welcome. I hear that accent. You must be from Foggy Bottom now.
I certainly am.
Oh, no. That's where I grew up, in the swamp there.
So, what brought you to this tower this evening? I came for books, and I've been blessed with rocks.
Well, I figured I'm knocking on every door and just trying to sell them rocks. And that's all.
So you found the biggest door possible?
Well, I've been making my rounds now, so I just saw this one here over in Turan and said, oh, that's one more door I haven't knocked on now.
Perfect. Your timing's impeccable.
No way, I get that a lot. So I went by this dome one that was like a dome in the ground. I knocked and nobody answered now. Ain't nobody answered all day.
That'd be the tranquil chair, yeah.
Yeah.
Where there
You
probably
don't
is
have
another
it.
summoning circle
Yeah,
for
they don't really answer.
yes.
Oh, gosh.
I can't imagine.
Don't worry about that.
You know, there's a door that's hard to get to. Underneath the waterfalls. I don't imagine that you fly, but
Oh, I do fly. Well, I fly for a little bit whenever I jump, and then I fall a little while, so I fly a little bit.
Okay, but careful with the flying. She doesn't like her door knocked on, though.
Oh, and I'll keep that in mind.
So you'd said.
Oh, do you want a rock?
I'm
What are
actually
you
still
doing?
hiding.
Oh.
I don't
Oh,
want
were
to
you
intrude on
talking
the
then?
scene. I was going to ask you the DM.
Okay.
Did you say Del Maria is where Gret was at?
Kill this turtle.
From the top of the bookshelf, I'm going to try to catch your attention a little bit, and I'm going to mouth Del Maria.
Roll perception.
Okay.
If you knew Thieves' Cant, I would Thieves' Cant it to you.
Right.
Just, multi-class in
level.
Yes, just don't worry about it.
14?
14, he's saying Dalmatians.
No,
He's in Dalmaria.
I just remembered I have minor illusion. I could make the
14's
word.
good enough.
Yeah.
Why should I remember Del Mario?
Like, I point at him, and then I make the shape of rock.
One more request before you take leave of us here.
What I know?
I know I asked about rocks for Athadia, and you've been to the Grandling Mountains.
Mhm.
You've clearly been to Foggy Bottom and know a few folks.
I have now.
What about a little place in Del Maria?
Sorry, but in Dalmaria? Well, I've been to Dalmaria a few places now. I've been to Solitude, and I've been to Solace, and I've been to a few of them cities now.
Did you pick up any rocks?
Yeah, of course. I got rocks from on the eastern side there of the mountain that separates them. I got rocks from there. It's on the east part of Dalmaria now.
I'm gonna regret this question.
Regret.
Was that intentional?
I'm not that funny.
Hold on.
Intentional or otherwise. How much would a rock from that side of the mountains be?
Oh, I only got a few of them left now. 3 gold.
I mean, what about 2 gold for that one? Can I see it at least? Is it shiny?
He pulls it up. I would say that this rock is, it's actually, considering the old town and everything, it's a piece of coal.
It's a piece of coal.
Yeah.
And it leaves like coal marks?
Yeah, it's coal.
It's coal?
Literally coal.
Because there's a coal town near there in the it's called Old Town.
This is coal.
Well, yeah, it's a rock now.
Yeah.
It's rock. yeah, it's a rock now. This game.
So
Coal is indeed a type
So,
of rock.
as we just met, and I now have a fine piece of marble from you, how do I know these came from where they came from?
On my honor and my word now, I'd say where they came from. I keep it a detailed list.
Insert jerk.
He pulls out the inventory. Taps a little place that says coal and has a designation number where he got it.
Coal, parentheses, actually a rock.
Yeah. Be selling that one now. That one right there.
And we said 2 gold, huh?
Yes. Rolls it up.
Amazing.
Rocks it is. Bought rocks.
We have now a piece of
Rocks.
coal from the.
Albrecht is probably standing behind me going, the fuck is wrong with you people?
Well, you know, guys, Welsh has
This
got to
is
get his rocks
amazing.
off. So,
Anyone
This is
else want to
amazing.
buy the rocks now?
Does he look at the two people that are in? Because that would make my night.
He's got actually really high perception. He's a monk. He's a monk.
Has he noticed me?
Well, yours was 17?
No, mine was 22.
No, he didn't notice you then.
Okay.
I mean, as nice as your rocks are, I am currently not in need of any rocks. So I will pass this time. But I will, if you find anything interesting, let me know.
All right. He pulls out like a really pristinely flat rock and he lays it on Naz's desk. He said, that won't be for skipping now. We only got one good skip in it because we're going to disappear into the lake. Thank you, Miss Naz. You see Naz. And as the moment the turtle turns around, they just go. And they resume writing. You see like the slightest smirk crawl across their face.
yes. Glorious.
Well, it was a nice meeting you. I'll be in Brisbane for just another day or two now, and then I think I'm gonna go up north. I got a flying city to visit now with the Elementai Mountains.
I hear there's many elements in the Elementine Mountain.
That is true. There are a lot of wild elements now.
Be safe.
They get free from Cardoon, and then they whoa. That's what it be. That's what it is.
They don't think if you like it.
But they do. People think elementals don't be raging over the mountain from Cardoon, but they do. That's why they call the Elementai Mountain.
It was an absolute pleasure meeting you.
Someone polymorph Welsh into a mouse and bring him along with you. I'm just keeping him in your pocket.
Good luck.
That's one that I packed.
He's gonna kill us.
You packed
Oh,
He gives you guys a little bow.
It has a duration.
he's from the School
He's
of
also a
Rock.
monk.
Correct.
Good luck.
The way of the rock.
Yeah, so he gives you guys a nice gracious bow and says, "Oh, be seeing you around," except to anyone he can see, which is I guess you two and Naz. And he just,
We'll have to share tea sometime.
oh, of course. He puts on his thick black cloak, and he walks out.
We're gonna have to see him again. You know this is happening, right?
He'll be around.
I mean, Chad already voted. You have when you talk to us
No, that's-
as the DM, like you have to use.
Yeah,
the motion
anytime we have
voice.
player questions,
The
you
motion
answer them
passed.
as well.
I mean,
So yeah, I used to live in New Orleans, and then I
Yep.
used to live in a place near a place called Bow Bridge, which is where they actually speak Cajun. So that's a tribute to all my old Cajun friends.
oh my god. And I just want to say, to give it more validity, Salty K actually moderated the vote, and he is one of the moderators, so I think it has to happen.
It's true.
Incorrect. Not a thing that's about to happen. All right, and you go to the bathroom. You guys talk to Chad.
Oh my god.
Hello, chat.
Hey, Chad.
So what are we gonna talk him into doing next?
Oh God.
Oh,
with it.
Put it in Discord?
yeah,
I
and
mean,
the,
we did talk about how we could remove a layer of clothing when we got to 20 subscribers.
Correct.
that's true.
I mean, because how many subscribers are we at now?
We were at 14 or 15 last I checked.
16 actually.
Yeah.
Oh, did I go back down?
Had you looked this morning?
I did not look this morning.
Okay,
Sorry.
then.
Okay, yeah, it fluctuates. Sorry, I check it minutely.
I'm in there every day.
Minutely.
with
Minutely, it's a productive waste of time. It's like an immense waste of time.
Minutely's a word.
It is now.
No, it's not.
Words are constructs, social constructs.
So did he just hand us a key to open up the Falagan lock?
Words like
I think he did.
violence.
Yeah.
Because
Skip
that's
this
We're
one.
probably
Break
gonna
the
have to go to the
silence.
Pelican Lock and drain it.
I feel like we just... Thank you for bringing a turtle. Otherwise, we would have dicked around for another 20 or 30 minutes trying to figure out where we're going. So thank you.
That was amazing. Oh my gosh. Can't
Oh,
believe that happened. It was
Salty.
fantastic.
The answer to that, I can't switch because I'll get on Twitter or Twitch. But we're closing on 1,400 for Instagram. So
Hold on. I can just go look and tell you.
okay, yeah, we were at 1,000 like a week
What
and a
is
half
this,
ago,
guys?
and now we're like 1,400. He wants to know.
Yes, he does.
Inquiring
want to know.
minds want to know.
What was the question?
He Salty K asked where the Instagram count was at.
Yeah.
Alrighty. 1,384 followers.
We're Instagram models. Mean models.
Mean models. I'm gonna quit my job I'm gonna take a mortgage out on a mansion.
But we really do. We have a lot of fun on our Instagram, so be sure to follow us there.
It's
If you're looking to
great.
promote something, hit us up. Alrighty. So we return with my Cajun turtle leaving and actually giving you guys like really side quests.
Yes.
And a hot lore drop. That was originally going to be a Kenku, but I changed it.
I mean,
I'm
can
okay
see
with this.
why.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with this.
Do you remember who recommended Sells Rocks?
Some Foxy something on Discord was this
Yes.
rock merchant.
Yes, that was
and-
amazing.
Yeah. So thank you. There's another suggestion that I'm working on, but it's a bit more intricate. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, Coroco's can get pretty interesting.
No, not that one. It's Salty's suggestion, which
Yeah, that makes
he
sense.
messaged me privately. I'm working on it.
Oh,
It's a
nice.
bit more intricate. He messaged me a while ago. I'm working
So
on
if
it.
you want to build NPCs,
Hey, Chris.
go to our Discord.
Yes.
If you want to recommend that we bring other amazing things to our game, go to our Discord.
Yeah.
We take all considerations, at least somewhat seriously.
Varying levels of seriousness.
Yes.
Somewhat.
We disregard anything
With
that
the
Rob says.
utmost seriously.
So, are you?
With
What are you?
worst.
What are you guys doing?
Well,
I have
so,
2 rocks.
I think if Aliglin Lock used to just be a hole.
That might be the best place to start.
Hold on. Someone really wanted this rock.
I'll say thank you. Well,
It's
it
from
seemed-
Solitude, so I mean.
Indeed. And I'll pull up the map and be like, which is very
near
close to regret.
Okay. Well, I was hoping that I'd be able to scry holding a rock on whatever area it came from. So
Perhaps
I
this
don't
would
know.
let us scry on the coal mine in Solitude. Perhaps we
Sounds-
could use it as some kind of focus to teleport to it. I do not know how these things work. I just made an assumption.
no, well, you have a 2 gold rock now that
Yes.
you could have gotten on your own.
But it's a 2 gold rock from Solitude.
I feel better about myself giving that poor turtle money. Naz, do you know him?
No.
That was an adorable little paperweight he left you.
I'll probably skip it in a pond later or something.
Do you like skipping rocks?
Who doesn't?
Okay, perfect.
Only soulless Cretans don't like to skip rocks, apparently.
I'm
He-
terrible at it, so I hate it.
That makes you a soulless Cretan.
They speak up. Naz speaks up. They were from a monastery. I was surprised.
Do you know which?
I've seen the garments maybe once before. No, it's a sea-based one. It's out in the some of the isles out there.
Could it be the temple of the drowned mother?
No.
Okay, good. We'll count this as a plus.
What is this skipping rocks that everyone is talking about?
You take a nice flat sort of rock, and you throw it. And the action's all in the wrist, right? And you throw it just the right way.
And then
so
you
that
kill
it-
someone with it.
No, you skip it over the water so that it kind of bounces like that.
You'd probably be very good at it with your dagger throwing. It's kind of the same motion.
So the goal of the throwing of the rock is to make it skip across the water.
So for people
to
who
get the most
live
times.
next to water and not grasslands, they learn this skill where they could take a flat rock and make it jump on the water like one of those little flying mosquito water things.
Indeed.
Or, like I just described.
Right. Okay. and is the ultimate goal to...
To skip it farther than anyone else.
I will have to witness this phenomenon.
Well, we have a whole lake.
How does I guess a rock could go. Justice just sits in contemplative silence now.
Naz, does it make
his
sense?
mind is blown.
Naz, does it make sense to you if Glen Lock used to just be a hole? Is that true? Did it just used to be a hole?
It did. I was going to send you to Foul Glen Holler. That was where I thought you might want to start based on everything I've ever read.
Right. That was my best guess too, but I didn't have the info that you did.
Yeah. The what is the element? We got to 18.
Yes! Bring him back! Bring back the turtle! He just kicks the door open.
He can help
20.
us.
It's now at 20.
Shit.
I
Nice.
know.
Hey,
Maybe
Lindsay has
we'll
to
find
travel
him
through with us the
on
entire
our-
episode.
That's right.
Every NPC, right?
I found more rocks.
He will be back at a later. Let them survive. God damn it. Oh, I believe.
Is he literally back?
No.
I was gonna say.
I can't, guys. I cannot. Give me 10 minutes. Like, come on. The story has to keep going.
Little do we-
This is
Wait.
the story.
the rocks
Now.
explode in our pockets. He's actually an assassin sent to kill us.
I can't answer DM questions as Welch. It'll get confusing
Well,
for people who are tuning in.
be your normal voice from now on.
Okay, so they say.
It's just Matt's voice forever now.
Yeah.
I was looking at your
No,
walls,
yeah,
man.
another life when I was on the bayou. Anyway, they say,
lifetime ago.
I didn't think it was going to be literally under the lake, but it makes sense. Whenever they dammed up that river, what is the unimaginably named the Elementine River that flows along and comes around and comes down to the peaks and eventually becomes a tributary of a name whose name escapes me. But when they dammed when they dammed the river and created a Falkland Lock, it was pretty controversial.
Why is that?
It it created a lake where villages used to live of the old people, the people of the old ways.
Was that around the same time that the religion of Marissa kind of?
It was a little later than that. This was when the halfling families kind of settled. The old people got moved out of the peaks. The hags were deposed. It was roughly during the founding of the light in the Glide. Yes. If that's the question you're asking, yes.
That doesn't feel great.
So you said something about the Son of Storms taking up residence and infiltrating further into the city here. Is that where he has his base? I know it was over by the mountains, but I didn't know if he had come in closer along that river.
Sorry, what was the question?
Is the Son of Storms camping there?
Yeah, they moved into Falcon Lock.
Oh, glad we asked.
I'm gonna
two birds with one stone.
Ah, damn you, you motherfucker! I was gonna toss the rock in my hand and say,
Two birds with one
"You
stone.
son of a bitch!"
It would have
Beat me too.
been. Man.
Okay.
And what makes this funnier is that almost was a Kenku.
Yep.
Yep.
There's going to be a Kenku called Igni, short for Igneous.
Nice. That makes sense because it's a rock type.
Mm-hmm.
But then I played a Cajun turtle on variant rolls, so here we are.
Yeah, correct.
You are your own enigma.
Maybe Iggy could be an apprentice.
No, Igni's dead. I killed them.
Oh god.
This is okay. You're killing all fictional characters that live
That
inside
never
your
could.
mind.
Well, you know who killed you. Welch isn't a rock merchant. They just
Exactly.
inherited the business.
Right.
All right.
Oh
Yeah.
my
So
There is justice.
Naz says, I imagine you could evade their notice, considering how stealthy you all are. But it's up to you if you want to interact with them or not.
He already attacked us by proxy, and we kind of have and I've spoken with one of his giants. His storm chasers is the wrong word. Storm mages.
Thunder Speaker.
Yeah.
Lightning talker.
Mist Watcher, Thunder Speaker. We
Lord.
have people to talk to. But what was her name again? We went to talk to her on the docks. What was her name again?
It started
You're
with an L.
asking. Wait, let me take this out to a meta level for a second. You're asking Chase Schneider to remember a name Ask me an obscure quote
7
from
months ago.
Batman Forever, which came out in 1995, by the way. I can do that. I cannot remember names.
It's
You
a
look
miracle when he gets
I
my
have it
name
written
right.
down. I
Oh.
was making sure someone was paying attention.
I don't remember.
Illigus.
I remember.
had
I
her
remember
name
that we
spelled
talked to her.
I wrote
Illigus,
down.
yep.
And then she was with him when they derailed the train.
Indeed.
She was.
And
Now, you said that you were needing to deal with the Son of Storms.
Yes, I would. It's my job to protect Richton. I will be assembling some kind of task force or something or other here soon, but I have to collect my pieces of information, my relevant intelligence. If you could come back with some intelligence, that would be much appreciated.
I can
And
certainly
your-
do reconnaissance.
your end goal is to assimilate him into society or banish him from the Glen.
As uncomfortable as it is, and unfortunately as you've already witnessed once, it is my job when these kind of things happen to end the situation by whatever means necessary. I do not believe the Son of Storms can be reasoned with, so it will likely end in his death or mine.
If he can, would you entertain such an idea?
Yes.
Okay. We should remember that.
Absolutely.
Between the four of us, we have enough persuasive power, words, and magics to be able to maybe stem the tide and open the doors for
I've got
conversation.
charisma in space.
In space, also.
Yeah, also that.
I'll tap the dagger mic. We have plenty of persuasive power. They will learn our
That's-
peaceful ways by force.
Oh,
No.
Trying
Should we?
to not kill anybody for a hot second because I don't think he's wrong.
Should probably get going
And-
before it gets too late.
And he's not currently siding with the Gish trying to murder us.
Indeed. What?
So, like, he could be a powerful ally on our side if we could just open the doors for none of these people that we appreciate having in the world get murdered between
Indeed.
Naz or potential powerful ally.
Thank you, Chris Pef Sings, for the 100 bits. Woo, woo, woo!
Thank you.
And thank you, everyone in chat in general. You guys are great.
It's been a
Fantastic.
I'll try to do something like a little bit of something, not maybe every week, but
I see you got some rocks now. Just tracking
in the
us
middle of a
down.
fight.
We're in the abyss.
yeah.
Oh,
in the middle of a fight.
For this rockstone cave.
Running low on my supply
Aw, TCF Smurf, thank
Nice.
you.
Oh my gosh.
For the 300 bits, that's Dumpstack Charisma Smurf from
Thank
Dumpstack
you.
Charisma. We love you guys. They're the ones who helped us with our audio.
here. Yeah.
Love those guys.
That's awesome.
Yep.
So, long story short, we don't have to locate anything now, so we can just go.
Indeed.
Maybe if we're going to talk to the Son of Storms, we can stay a night in their camp and hope they don't murder us and then go to the lock the next morning.
Sibelius, he was trying to get your ancestral blade. How do you feel about the situation?
I mean, I'm
mean,
not
that's
crazy
why we
about
got
him trying to
attacked.
steal a family heirloom, but I mean, I guess what he needed it for was righteous, I guess. To free slaves.
I'm living for this accent.
Me
I'm
too.
so proud of you.
That's really good.
Yeah, you're doing
I'm
great.
trying.
You're doing great.
So, yeah, I guess we'll see where his priorities lie.
Gilly, on the way out of town, I could disguise myself and pass by your family abode. Just to at least do some brief reconnaissance.
I mean,
I do still have the Ring of Mind shielding.
that might not be a bad idea.
We can at least see if it is still intact or if there is a sign of life.
Right. Actually, Naz.
What up?
What is this? Naz,
Sup?
is it possible, and if it's like a violation of your abilities or something, then that's fine, but is it possible for you to just take a look at my parents' place? I don't really understand what that entails on your part, so...
It's not a violation. Not a violation at all. Do you want to go with me? Do you want to see for yourself?
Oh no, I'm having Star Wars flashbacks. Yeah, that would be... I think that would, yes.
Oh, whenever you're ready.
No time like the present.
They put out a hand.
Put out a hand.
You guys just see them both go. Missed out.
I can show you the world.
I will take a stand next to the door that the turtle came through.
Alright.
And if it locks, I will lock it.
So you see couple things. So you see yourself just hurl away from the tower, and so you enter kind of an endless expanse of void and starlight, and you are in this kind of white light box, this kind of cube that spins around, and then it kind of hurls forward, and you see your body, and you leave it behind in this kind of mist-like form of you and Naz holding hands separate from the body inside of the cube, and you hurl towards Etta in the prime material plane. When you land, you are in front of O'Shea Manor. Not in your physical presence, but kind of projecting across it. The house that you see is much like you remember it. It's a beautiful manor with a carriage house, sprawling grounds, overlooks the northeast side of the peaks, and it is the meadows. What do you wish to do? There's a gentle bite of cold in the air, and a still wind carries over the grounds.
Does it, nothing looks alarming. And there's also like none of the kids outside or anything. Okay.
You don't have to open the door. Naz says, we're here, but we're not here. You can just kind of glide around.
I can go inside?
Yeah. We're projecting, Miss O'Shea.
Is it possible that if Dupla has spied on that house, is it possible she could see us go in?
Perhaps. Anything's possible with magic, that's what I've learned.
Right.
Except for 2 reactions in the same turn.
Unless you have legendary action.
Unless you're Cobalt Soul. Hey! Okay. Guess I'll kind of try to, I don't know, will myself forward.
You just glide on through. Pass through. You can feel your form kind of pull apart a little. You can feel this kind of general wetness, like you just got out of the shower, and you
This is weird.
appear on the other side. Naz, I'll wait out here.
It's just like Ghost Dad.
Actually, Naz, do you mind coming with? You have
No, I don't mind.
a better eye for detail than I do.
They glide on through. You guys are now standing in the foyer. You can see the armored suits in their proper place, the flying swords, the rugged smothering, all the wonderful little enchanted creatures that, animated objects that guard the place.
And everything looks in order?
It does. Perfectly still.
I guess I'll try going to the study.
Okay. You return to the study. You can see things are... there's a few cabinets kind of creaked open, a few things missing. Kind of looks like someone is putting something hastily together and left.
Right. Which tracks. I don't know, what do I look for? Is anything happening out in the yard?
You peer out, kind of float above. You look all around, getting a good vantage point. You don't see Master Plouffe, his usual duties. He doesn't seem to be attending.
Right.
The pond is eerily still. There's not any footprints or anything, no tracks. It looks like this place has been kind of still and abandoned for a few weeks.
A few weeks.
Yeah, at least.
Okay. Well, a few weeks is not terrible, because that could mean that precautions were taken. Naz, what do you make of it?
I do remember in the gossip mill, it was understood that the family was going away for vacation. And I do remember there was some kind of whispers or hubbub that I heard in court about the O'Sheas when it was noticed that they were no longer in their manor. The citizens of the Glide, your constituents in the Meadows obviously come to the manor to appeal for local matters, and when Faylene O'Shea was no longer in her seat, it was noted.
Right. So it's been weeks, and they were talking about going on vacation. I guess I just want to try to look around and see if there's anything I can
Roll perception.
find, any notes that were left behind or anything.
Roll.
This is gonna suck. Nope, that's a natural 20.
Nice.
Okay. You look around and it looks like some people got some things together throughout the house and left. You even check out the labyrinth garden maze in the backyard, and they're not in there or anything.
Right.
Thanks for reminding me. I forgot you guys had a garden maze, that Beverly was back there.
It's almost like it would be a great place to have a hidey hole cavern underneath.
It would be, but it's not.
Huh.
Does she find David Bowie with a 20?
Do I?
No.
Damn.
So, are you satisfied, Miss O'Shea? As much as one can be.
I guess so. Doesn't look like they were just slaughtered here or anything, so.
We can return.
Thank you.
They put a hand on your shoulder and there's a kind of shimmer of mist in front of you guys. They're back. I need to get to business if there's nothing else more you need of me. I have a lot of work to do.
We'll see what we can do about the tower before we go.
Let me know.
So if there's like bits of paper and stuff that's not books that belongs to a system I don't understand, I would take care of it and then make tea.
Okay. So where are you guys headed after the polite housekeeping and the nice tea?
Do you need to check in with your friends?
Oh, we should probably check in with Brune, but not Brune. Brom.
Yep,
That
B-R-O-N.
was close.
It's okay.
Brom, but, I mean, the four of us would be safe, but the less we're out and about, the better.
Right.
Would it be this is a terrible suggestion. Would it be possible, as our work shouldn't be recognized, the two of us can disguise ourselves?
So can I.
Can you guys dimension door to the other side of the gate so you don't actually have to go through it or talk to the mean lady?
If I remember from last time, was the gate warded at all?
It's incredibly well warded.
Yeah,
It's meant to keep out like literally Archface, and at one point in time Sorcerer Kings.
To keep them out, but not keep them in.
The same, one of the same. Yeah, yeah. It's the most powerful gate probably in the continent.
So can
Oh,
you see
hang on.
Falligan Lock from the waterfall space?
I need to not go through that.
Can you see Falligan Lock from the waterfall spire?
Oh no, those are opposite sides. One is west, one is southeast.
Oh, I was hoping that was elevated enough that you could
No.
potentially see it. No,
That's down.
Okay. Never mind. What just happened over there?
I don't know if I can go through that gate without setting off alarms or something.
Good luck, God bless.
Hence why I'm trying to get you through the gate without getting you through the gate.
You do know that basically just going... So these are the peaks, right? So, like, you can just basically fall off the side of the mountain. That's a very popular area of transportation that we didn't cover quite last time. But through eagles and these little wind... the kind of wind gliders, people fall off the mountain and just go on about their business. There's no protection against that, except for a mundane one.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
These are things I've learned.
How big a flying creature can you become?
Horse-sized, right?
Yeah.
You can carry...
I might be able to carry two of
Both
us,
of
but
us?
only if I'm really lucky. You and Alric, or you and Sevilius. We also have flying boots, winged boots.
They didn't work in the mists, right?
Correct.
The flying stuff, like your cloak, your boots, they were not going to work in the mist.
Does
Featherfall does.
Featherfall works.
Yep. Flying magic, scrying magic, divinate, certain kinds of divination. They don't work in the mist.
I can also become a bat.
You can turn into a giant vulture, which is a CR1 creature, which is large size.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
It's a horse.
Let me go pull that up.
So
And you packed polymorph, so...
I do, so I can take two of us.
Yep.
So two of us could be...
There's 3.
If I've
And then
seen
you're
a
good.
giant vulture.
You have. They're grassland based, yeah.
Thank you.
Perfect.
So
We are
you guys are
good.
good.
And we have Featherfall just in case, right?
Yep.
Okay,
Do
so
you
I
have it?
can't
I
polymorph
always keep
him.
Featherfall equipped.
So basically, if you fly these two and he turns into a bat, you guys are good.
Yeah.
It's
Alric.
oh, you want to take Alric into the mists?
Oh god, I don't know what to do with him.
He's a little on the lower side. Right? He's got a little bit of magic back.
So,
You could
I
storm at the friends.
Okay. So, yeah.
You know what? Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing.
Or just keep him...
He's
let
been
him sit.
Fonzia for so long. Would anybody even be looking for him?
The friends would be. Other than that, no.
Right, so...
Unless there was people who was in... And unless the people who knew who Fonzia was were looking for not Fonzia.
Right, so a basic simple disguise should do, and then he can
Perhaps.
get his way to the friends.
I mean,
Or he could
I'm sure
stay
he
with
has
Naz.
opinions.
So, I'm fine staying here until we go say hi to the friends, and you can fulfill, the promise, all that. You're supposed to get me back to them, so.
True.
So I'll just chill here for now. Naz and I seem to be getting along swimmingly, and you see Naz inch away from him.
Well, there's plenty to read here.
She's letting me live. I mean, I count that on the plus column.
She's not
Naz
turning
just-
you into something that you're not, so...
Right. No.
I mean, Naz is one of the good ones.
And
Oh,
I'll,
really?
I'll look at some of the mess and I'll say, perhaps you could give her a hand while we were gone.
I think they hate that idea. And Naz nods.
Control...
They hate that idea. So perceptive.
Yeah, don't
there.
touch the books.
Oh, yeah.
Don't touch the books.
So,
We're good.
Alric is gonna say, I'll just stay here, drink some tea. You all go about your business. I'll pray for you.
You've still got that horn of alarm?
I do.
And
he-
you've still got the pointy stick?
I do.
Sticking with the pointy end.
Pointy stick?
You guys didn't notice I gave him the psychic scimitar that I had.
Okay.
So
That's
he's
the
yeah.
best. I imagine. What
Curved blade, he's evil.
what if your questions to him became more and more listens like, you got that letter I left you. Like it's just becoming more wrong.
So Alric is gonna cast aid before you guys go on
Alric is the
Justice,
greatest.
Selena. Flip that coin. Actually, Sevilius, since Gilly's pointing to Sevilius. And Sevilius.
I've got armor McGathis.
Yeah.
what
Alright,
does
so
it
you-
do?
Your hit point maximum is increased by 5, and you heal for that same amount.
You know, folks, I just want to take this time before we go out and say a few words to inspire us all as we embark on this dangerous journey. You have all been... You're welcome,
Don't
by the way. You've all been, well, you've kept me alive. And that's been great. I like living. Living is good. And you've helped me figure a lot of things out. Sibelius, it's good to see that you feel comfortable enough with us to kind of relax, let your guard down a bit.
Most definitely.
You have become a great little dragon, which is kind of the greatest, and I love it. And I'm really excited to see you turn into more things, and your dragon powers grow. And Justice, you have a freaking house in Gish, and you're like some sort of semi-significant noble. I don't know what this is, but I have to look on the positive or I'm just gonna fall apart. So let's do it. Let's go. And we all get 16 temp hit points.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Yep. Inspiring leader feat.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
I love these. Can we make this a thing that we do every time?
Every
Every rest.
Yes.
Every rest you can do it.
I just have to actually talk for 10 minutes. So that speech.
Yeah. As long as the character has 10 minutes worth of time to talk.
It's just
So
Gilly
you guys
talking
talk.
for 10 minutes.
During that inspirational 10 minutes.
I'm inspired.
How long is it between here and the edge of the mountain?
The edge of the mountain? No. I mean, the peaks are all around you.
So we can fall off a mountain within an hour?
Oh, yeah.
So why don't we just be invisible for the next hour and take ourselves off the side of the mountain, get through town, take ourselves off the side of the mountain, and go to Falligan Lock, and hope no one sees us.
That would be fine.
Invisible's good.
Mm-hmm. I like being invisible.
Because I can wild shape while invisible, right? Okay. Then you can be a bat, I can carry you two, and I can make us all invisible.
Then we are off.
Alright. So then before we leave, 5th level invisibility so that we're all invisible.
Alright, then. And then you turn into a giant vulture, and you leave.
I would make sure I was outside first.
Yeah.
Josh getting books off the shelf.
Naz is having a stroke in the corner.
Nez is like, I like my mess, not everyone else's mess.
Correct. So you guys part out. So the first thing you guys see when you enter out into Tehran, and then I believe it's not Margod, but the next section, you see an increased presence. Actually, Tehran is on its own little tower. It's on it. That's where it gets its name. It's on its own little little peak. So it's like almost it's like 2 seconds. You can literally just fall out of the doorstep almost onto the peaks,
Right.
onto the mountains below. That's how Tehran is. But one thing you do see, even just from your brief little kind of exit, is you see a significantly increased guard presence of Lanagears. There are Lanagears all over Bridgeton. Yeah.
Makes sense.
There's the full force seems to be in rotation, and that's the kind of thing that you see when you dip off Tehran and fly away. Someone help me a survival check with advantage, since you've been to Falligan Lock before.
Not it.
I'll let her do it.
Yep. I'm flying, so...
She can fly,
Be in
she
charge.
can fly, she can
Okay,
fly.
so we're invisible.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking no chances.
Oh, I can't cast guidance. That's right. I'm
Double.
You
invisible.
can't do that again.
That's double
17s.
on the dice.
So it's 21 total.
Okay. So, since you guys have already been to Falligan Lock, let alone the stone table and all that, you
Nice.
get there. It takes you, I would say, flying. I would say it takes you. It took you, I believe, 4 hours on foot. So I would say flying with that roll, I would say 2 hours you get there. So invisibility fades an hour out of town, and then you.
So before we land, what do we
Yes.
see of the encampment of the Son of Storms around Falligan Lock?
Sure. So flying over, you guys are kind of staying high. I imagine to use cloud cover to, well, not cloud cover, but mist cover to stay out of sight. You see several little encampments of Goliath. These kind of tent encampments with Goliaths and other creatures all about. Mostly, what you see other than Goliaths are giants.
Ooh.
Full-fledged stone and hill giants all throughout the encampment. some of them wear basic loincloths, and they wield massive great clubs that you can only imagine you hurt. But some of them kind of, like a few of the hill giants, lumber along with these great clubs that are longer, and they hold together a staff, and they wear all sorts of bone armaments and accoutrement, and they have headdresses.
Druids?
Shamans. And they lump along. And you see beasts of burden. You see these kind of squat to the ground, strange lizard-like creatures.
You've seen them now.
A veritable army.
I don't know what they are, but I've seen them now.
They're not
so
beasts.
you have the town, you've got Falagun Lock, and then around the edges of Falagun Lock you have these encampments.
In the edges and throughout, yeah.
Okay, and then on the other side of those encampments, towards the mountains and the mist, is there less or more?
It would peter. It peters the more you get south. It grows the more you get north and northwest.
And the city is south.
The city is almost directly east of these encampments, and a
Okay.
little southeast, yeah, of the massive sprawl of Goliaths that are occupying the territory now.
I'm trying to figure out if it would be better for us to come from the mountains or from the city side.
It would be better to come from the south, to kind of hook around and take the long way around and come from the west, basically.
Then I'll do that.
All right, help me another survival check.
As we're flying over using my pre-war days, can I get an idea of the count of Goliaths? Or the number of people, like the size of this force?
Go ahead and roll perception. You have proficiency in profession.
I do. That's a 16.
You would number them probably 700 to 1,000.
Including the beasts of burden or just the bipedals?
No, including the number of beasts of burden, yeah.
Okay.
God damn.
18 on that survival check now.
All kept at bay by a dragon and then 3 elder hags. And their network, which was properly dismantled when their archfey betrayed them.
He led us on this journey, folks.
And there was a time, there was a chance. Anyway, your survival check is good enough, and you make the long way around, adding on another hour and a half to your time, and you.
So that would be 2.5 hours, give or take a little bit.
3.5, yeah. You're
Okay, I'm okay.
Yeah. You're coming out of it, but yeah.
The last time I checked, it was a 3-hour transformation.
Yeah, you're good.
It's 5 now. Okay.
Yeah, it's half your level, which is great.
Perfect.
Yep. Third for that's me, but yeah. Half, yep. And so yeah, you guys can now land on the southern side of Falagun Lock, kind of you're southwest of the stone table at this point.
Okay, and what time is it? Mid-afternoon? Early afternoon?
So based on all that, everything that transpired, 10 plus 3.5, 2:30.
Okay, so early afternoon. We could easily ask for audience today, or we can sneak past them and go to the lock.
Perhaps we should deal with that first in case the Son of Storms would like to kill us or make good on what he attempted before.
I mean, I don't think he was trying to kill us. He was just trying to get the blade.
Indeed, but we have an O'Shea here who could be used
Not
as a
trying to kill
hostage
me. Or,
for negotiations.
True.
I think at least you and I could have a conversation with them.
That is possible.
Yeah. Last I knew, he wasn't. They weren't imparting any violence onto the families that weren't responsible for the slaving. But that's last I knew.
Do you remember the name of the one we set free in the mines?
I don't know.
I think his name was...
Did we write that down?
I don't take notes on things that I'm not there for.
let's pull out the notebook.
So Justice answers no for now, but he'll think on it.
I'm going to think on it. Yeah.
Well, we can at least with truth say that we healed, assisted, and set free those in the mines, and we had already established a connection with Aylaguth.
Indeed, we could.
That those are all true things that would pass generous checks.
That is true.
I'm not sure he ever gave us a name because we just
It
interrogated
did. It's
him.
based on my Goliath from 4th edition, but I can't remember his name.
That's okay.
Edgar the...
No.
Plunderer.
I'll find it. I would
Would you
say,
have his name?
Indeed. We could attempt that first. What is our first priority? I would think it would be dealing with Greensboro.
both of them, because he could give us help. If there was power to be had.
Just to help you guys out the way I see it, I don't think there's a wrong order to do this.
Yeah.
Then perhaps we flip a coin.
So, wait,
Flip a rock.
what's our goal with the Son of Storms? Like, what? We're trying to probably, hopefully, find some sort of peaceful resolution to this conflict, right?
And
Indeed.
potentially find us an ally. We have 20 days to find the most powerful people to stop a tide of hell demons.
I mean, that could be a good motivator to at least...
Common enemy.
Yeah.
That is a good point.
I mean, Sister Eileen knows, so the friends know. If we have the Son of Storms with us, that's another potential ally. And we can literally say, we're going to disappear for 3 days into the lake, and then we'll come back, and we can be mysterious. Like, we can give him time to ponder. This is just a peaceful... We're not offering ultimatums. We're not offering to be bringers of justice from the Glide.
Right.
We are our own people. We're not government.
Here's another question. Do you have the capability to breathe water today? For us? Because if you don't, then that might narrow our choices down even further.
Correct.
Yeah.
If we can't get into the water...
And I believe you needed an
Then-
extended rest for whatever that other thing that you needed to do was.
Well, we don't need that anymore. That was locate a creature, but we now know where the thing is, so...
Yeah,
That might not hurt to know.
Might.
It's
It's not like
a
there's going to
big
be
lock.
one room.
There's a flashing
That's
neon
fine.
sign. Yeah.
Hag.
Alright.
Hag.
Hold, please. I don't have all of these memorized.
I think it's a 3rd level.
It is. Water breathing.
That makes life easier. I do not have water breathing with me.
Then our course is clear.
Then I think we talk to Son of Storms first.
Would you like to disguise yourself so that they do not recognize you as Gilly O'Shea? Or do you think that is a bargaining chip?
You can also come as a familiar. I'm a druid.
I mean, worst case scenario, dimension doors both out of there.
That is true.
Right.
Then
You
let
guys
us,
can flutter away.
let us go as we are and speak with them.
So, to remind
For
you,
deception.
you were given a very specific set of instructions how to get to the Son of Storm where he used to be, which was secret at the time. He's no
Correct.
longer there.
Right.
But it's a signal that you could use to tell people that you're in the know. It was, you move past Falvin Lock, you see the 2 rams, you go through the pass to where the Glide meets Avamir.
Mm-hmm.
Those were the instructions you were given. So, 2 rams, windswept pass. That is what the guy told you, and that would let the people, as you approach them, let you know that you're in the know.
Okay.
And you have that one guy's name.
Yep. Sir Francis Bacon. Okay. I guess we
Before
approach.
we actually talk to him, I will enhance my ability, but when we get to that point.
Okay.
I guess we'll approach whatever encampment of Goliaths that there were.
Alrighty. Who approaches in plain view?
I guess all of us.
I can take point.
Yeah. I'll walk up front with her. Just the 4 of us. No reason to hide.
I'll stay in the back.
Okay. As you approach the kind of, I'm assuming you guys are going to go around, cross the road, and go past and go kind of, basically start heading to where you killed Agnes, basically.
Sure.
Okay. So you guys
Trip down memory lane.
essentially pass that by the stone table, not like really close to it, but you kind of give it a wide berth, and you enter into the woods of Falwyn Holler, and you can see them kind of stirring like, whoa, who goes there? A giant voice rings out. Who goes there?
Before we run into them, do I see any druidic on the way in?
Kind of what you saw before. Nothing particularly important.
Nothing new? Okay. My name's Selena. I come in with no harm.
I am Justice. I have previously had dealings with Sir Francis Bacon.
We'll call him. I can't remember. His name was. We'll call him. It was not in Namor. It was in. We'll call him in Namor for now.
In Namor.
Yeah, Anon or whatever. Doesn't matter.
I am Justice. I've had dealings with Namor. I seek his presence.
Don't know no Namor, but how
He gave us directions to find the Son of Storms, past the Twin Rams, over the windswept peaks, and whatever the third thing that you said was that I didn't write down.
Great, thanks. And then you see the large giant figure that is on either side of them is a phalanx of Goliaths. And they kind of lean down and talk to a small, more diminutive figure, a slender female Goliath. We'll bring you before the thunderstorms.
Excellent. Us and our companions.
Do we recognize the female Goliath?
You do not.
Okay.
She seems to be from the same order, but is not exactly Thunderspeaker Thargo.
Thank you.
So the phalanx of Goliath parts, and they surround you behind you. And in front of you is this hill giant shaman with the headdress, the Thunderspeaker, a Thunderspeaker, and a couple other more Goliaths in front of you. So you guys are surrounded by about 16 figures, plus a hill giant shaman.
This is
I am
fine.
very close to Civilius.
So,
Within arm's reach, in
Yes,
fact.
in fact, practically holding hands.
you walk through not all that dissimilar or unfamiliar path until you arrive at the clearing where Agnes's hut used to be. The hut has been bulldozed, plowed through, and now sits this kind of circle of large animal skin tents. In the middle is this series of pretty good-sized stone chairs. One of them is two of them are very, very large. The other are kind of appropriate for Goliath-sized, and a big fire pit in the middle. There is no fire. Well, there's a gentle fire rumbling currently, kind of beating back the cold. And you guys are put forth before the stone circle of chairs. Wait here.
I like what you've done with the place.
What was your name?
I am Justice.
Selena.
Civilius.
Gilly.
Wait here. And they just kind of give you a little push and put you before this circle of chairs. You guys wait there. And they disappear off. You can see the Goliaths are scattering around, forming a kind of large circle around this forming a perimeter around this large clearing. Not seen since episode 1, the Son of Storms.
Yep.
Do they make us wait longer than about 5 minutes?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I will play with this non-magical flame I have in front of me. Is the fire pit magical or not?
It's not magical.
Then I'll use control flames to create little figures and change colors.
No one seems to bat an eye. And the largest of the, not the largest of the tents, but a large tent that stands just straight before you, buffets a little, and out steps the not massive but large and imposing Goliath form of the Son of Storms. He wears the kind of leather harness that you'd seen him in once before, basic animal skin bottoms and large leathered boots. On his back is a very massive greatsword, which is wreathed in lightning, and he has that kind of crab-looking mask on that he had the first time you met him. He steps forward, and next to him, Thunderspeaker Thargo, Amanor, or whatever, Amon, and Ilaguth all appear. Ah, it is the wayward adventurers and their elven prince, come to finally ask for my audience.
It's good to see you in better circumstances. And I'll incline.
It's uncertain if these circumstances are better yet, for I don't know why you're here. By the looks of you, it's because you have matured, because you have graduated, or begun the process of learning the hard truths of this world.
I'm more than familiar with the hard truths of this world.
You were a victim for centuries. Doesn't make you a sage.
You just ready for filth.
As I often do.
Matt uses this game just
to get you guys.
you
I was in
piece
this.
of shit.
I've been in this DM group chat to kind of bounce ideas off, and we were like talking about our players, and they were like, "Yeah, hit him with an AOE stun." I was like, "Yeah, get those little shits."
Fuck them. Get fucked.
You get fucked.
This is a cooperative game, I promise.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cooperative. You guys cooperate or else.
That's right. That's right. That's right. It's the worst cooperation.
So when I said something, did he glare at me as like, I'm not a noble, so I'm not good enough to speak to him?
No.
Or was it just, none of us are good enough to speak to him?
He was just giving you a read. You're not too
Okay.
sure.
Got it.
So, state your business.
We come to you with news of a substantial threat that dwarfs anything that currently stands before you.
You have intimate knowledge of the things that stand before me.
Indeed.
Then explain both of those in plain language.
Well, seeing as you are currently camped out here and not within Bridgeton, it would seem that you are having difficulty penetrating the walls or the gate. That would be the thing that is currently in front of you. The thing that will be in front of you is a horde of devils? Demons.
Hellforge.
Devils.
Oh, devils. Of devils that will be released upon the blood moon.
Oh. So the nobles are resorting to their old tricks. It's not totally unprecedented.
200 years in the making, but yes.
Indeed.
Yep.
And here I thought you came to talk to me about my mother.
I mean, that's crossed our mind too, but I mean, priorities, you know.
We definitely haven't seen her for some time.
We have 21 days.
Hiding out in Gish.
21 days until an army of devils marches. From where?
Gish.
Where else?
The Concourse of Destiny.
It's a long way from here to the concourse and the pillars of civilization.
If you think that they will stop there, then, well, that is foolish.
It might not start in Gish entirely.
It's,
Well, we've already ruined multiple summoning circles.
Right, but
God
there's
knows
probably
where
one in
the rest of
Bridgeton.
them are.
They fully intend to take the entire continent.
so it begins in Bridgeton, Gish, and works its way up here. Perhaps by that time I'll have conquered Bridgeton and have good high walls to stand against this army.
I believe he has an in into those walls. I'm not sure anything stands against him.
You've come to me with this infernal plot, and you seek my help.
Eventually. But we can give you time to think.
21 days?
I can
21
promise,
days.
too.
You come through the briars, floated down from the peaks from your high nest, all to ask for me and my armies to help you defeat your enemies.
The more that know, that understand a righteous cause, and that seek for the better good, the greater good, seek for the greater good,
Indeed.
the better we have a chance of surviving as a whole.
I don't think they're entirely not your enemies.
They will kill Goliaths and Gish alike.
They will certainly try.
They will convert the Warforged into a veritable army.
And what proof do you have of this infernal plot, this fanciful history you bring me?
Oh, we've got books with signatures and all that sorts of stuff, right? In the bag of holding, isn't that there? Well,
you
then.
have the
Signed
contract.
contracts.
We have a contract.
Documentation.
Thunder Speaker. Lay them out for her to see and to bear witness to and to read.
We have the bag.
So long as we get them back when we leave, yes.
Yes,
I don't think they'll leave our sight. She can
That's
examine
right.
them in front of us.
That's right.
we're observing all the common forms of diplomacy for now. You can have your documents and everything that you came with so far.
We have no reason not to trust you.
You have every reason not to trust me.
Yeah, what he said.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't kill us the first time when he had
He
the
didn't.
chance.
Not
Sure
for lack
left
of
us
trying.
for dead.
And if we ought to be allies, should we not extend the first?
Sign of trust.
I'm not opposed to that.
I don't
already
think.
pulled him out.
Yeah, laid him out.
And Thunderspeaker Thorger kind of grabs them, starts laying them out, and starts pouring over them, beckons that hill giant shaman over. They're pouring over them on the large stone chair that's fit for a giant.
While they're doing that, I'm going to make eye contact with the guy that I freed and just give him a single nod.
If I may speak, Son of Storms, keeper of the ever-living tempest.
Of course, we are all equals before the eyes of the old gods.
This Warforged one, he is the one who freed me from the mines that I spoke to you about.
The Son of Storms looks over to you. Ah! Cloaked in shadows. Breaker of chains.
Indeed.
He kind of steps forward a moment. He put himself at great risk when he witnessed my brutality at the hands of the one that I sought blood vengeance on. He allowed me to, he gave me the opportunity to pay that debt, and I paid it in full when I claimed Colin Lanning's life.
Oh, that was you.
And I'll say, when he says that, and if you hadn't succeeded, I would have done it when I had the chance.
Let's not hold on to desperate futures. Huh. Well, I believe you when you say that you want to stop an infernal plot. Who wants devils inhabiting the city? Plenty of people want to fight devils. It doesn't make them my allies.
What would make us your allies?
I have any number of things I would like to see from you, but I imagine even with the vagaries of time, I would grow old and die before I saw them. So I should lower my standards. First is a simple test. Before the gods, one of you will challenge me in ritual combat.
I will be happy to do so.
What would be the rules before we volunteer one of our own?
Fighting till victory, but not till death.
By any means necessary or hemmed in?
In this world, I scarcely know what that means. I won't be employing my full strength because none of you could stand against it. I only wish to see what your heart is made of. Your backs are on the line.
There is one risk. You must get. How long does it take to deattune to an item?
You can,
Death for that one.
for that one, for the Zip Zap Dagger, you can't toss it away. If someone held onto it and you walked away for long enough, it would unattune.
Oh,
Technically.
okay.
Yeah.
I'll-
Even though it is cursed, it's technically still a way to unattune from a cursed item. Depending on the item.
I am happy to.
Also the remove curse spell.
It's like, would we do this now?
I am as ready as anyone.
As we want him to be an ally, should you be the one?
As long as someone holds this, I can stay my hand. Do not let it go. And then, as long as I feel satisfied that I am not going to try to kill him with whatever we've just done.
After a fair amount of time, you see Thunderspeaker Tharga pour over the documents. The Hill Giant Shaman, you can feel the kind of weight in the machine. kind of die down. The weight of the attunement and the machine kind of die down.
I believe I'm ready.
Well, while that was happening, what? We've never heard your side of your intentions, your story. And, just because I'm from the Glide doesn't mean that I shouldn't be able to listen and know what your true intentions are, your side of things. I've heard rumors, but I'd like to hear it from you.
All right. My true intentions are simple and plain. To overthrow the existing power structure in the Glide and restore it to its rightful inhabitants, the giant-blooded and the giant kinds. To dethrone the light of Marissa and restore the power of the old ways with the power of the All-Father.
And what of the current inhabitants, then?
Suppose they'll have to find somewhere else to live.
I wasn't around when the halflings moved in to the Glide. I don't know how it all went down. I haven't studied those particular histories, and even if had those well, I mean, I've studied the histories, but you know, they're written by the victors, so no matter my studies, they're written by the people who wouldn't tell ugly truths. So I don't know how things originally went down. But regardless, the people who are living there now are not the same people who were living there then, at least for the most part. And just because there were injustices that happened in the past doesn't mean you have to continue a cycle of injustices. Would you be open to a different path? One of cohabitance. There are people there, sure, who have been doing all manner of things that I didn't think my people were capable of. But that's not what the heart of most of the people have. At least that's not what I believe.
And the old ways were all about cohabitation between the different gods.
So, allow me to get this straight. People that did the injustice are dead. So the people who still live there today, benefiting from that injustice, continuing that injustice, should be allowed to live and given a grand pardon. Because the injustices that are committed today are somehow different.
It's not entirely what I'm saying, no.
I don't believe it's what you think you're saying, but to my ears it sounds all the same. Who would you like me to spare when we take the peaks? Everyone?
If I may, if they will share what they have, living side by side, sharing that wealth and knowledge and space and history. It takes time, but it's possible.
And take this from a member of an oppressed people. I've witnessed with my own eyes that what Gilly says is true. There was genuine surprise, dismay, once they found out the true nature of how they were treating your people. I do believe that, what was the house that was like doing the whipping
The
and all that?
Lanigs.
People like the Lanigs maybe perpetuate your condition, but families like the O'Sheas would not knowingly abet it. And by the way, you stand the presence of one of those families.
I'm sure he's well aware.
Right. So, yes, the upper pecking hens do have a tendency to frill and frock whenever injustices are brought before them. But as I understand it, those injustices continue after the public displays of outrage. While everyone gets richer and richer and fatter. So, no, I don't believe these people are what you think they are. More, they are just what they are, and you think they're something else.
Change isn't easy. Change doesn't just happen without anything driving it. But if there are changes that can be made, if there were some way to broker some sort of peace and cohabitance, I'm not saying that I have all the answers to how that would happen or the terms. All I'm asking here is, are you at least open to the idea of figuring that out if the right efforts are made on the part of the current inhabitants in Bridgeton?
I am more than open to brokering a peace with the right representatives of the peaks. But not until certain arrangements have been made, and certain actors ousted, deposed, killed, or put in chains.
Broker us a treaty to take. For negotiations only, you can always murder later.
The treaty will come after the blood has been shed.
So, you are saying, so long as the right people are in the position to broker that treaty with you.
Yes.
I assume that means definitely not Rendell.
No. Nor Miss Lanig.
Right. Nor the...
I want...
10 pennies? It was the 10 pennies, right?
I want Hal Hogcollar and Glenn Goodbarrel. Get me them, along with whoever is left in the meadows. And once other actors have been dealt with, we'll talk.
That's all I needed to know.
I will state one additional insight. If we are correct, which I have full faith that your... what speaker?
Thunder Speaker.
Thunder Speaker will corroborate, and you help us stem the tide of this devil army. Right now, you're being portrayed as a terrorist, as a sociopath. If you help save the realm, it will make many steps to further legitimize yourself as a legitimate player, one that is approachable.
I mean, on the public eye, but
I
there's no reason he should have to prove himself.
I'm saying from the public eye.
I don't care about legitimacy. I'll take what I want by force.
How has that been working for you so far?
I've made it to the gates of Bridgeton, and their capital is about to be mine for the taking. You assume that I'm up against a silver gate that I cannot penetrate.
I made no such assumptions.
Warfare is a matter of deception.
Right.
When I strike my blow, the mountain itself will rise against them.
That'll be... Sorry, Chase is like, that'll be sweet to see.
And the sky will open up to a storm, unlike ever seen before.
Let us hope that it does not come to that.
So, we should begin. I believe you volunteered.
That is correct.
Then let us begin our encounter.
I'm gonna...
You see him pull out the great sword and he just chucks it with one hand. It sticks into a tree. Pulls out two kukris. And they go... You can see the trees bend a little bit when they hit the respective.
Got it.
Can I give justice information before this happens?
You can.
Okay. I don't want to, there were no real rules.
Probably
so.
should have been you. It's all good.
I mean, this is no weapons, though, so...
Yeah.
And guidance.
Can we take a quick bio break?
We are going to take a break. It's called drama. You smooth brain. Finish your inspiration.
What are you gonna say to me?
Say. Go kick his stone butt.
Eloquent as ever, Gilly. Thank you.
Alrighty, so you guys go on to the out into the clearing that's just a little way south of this of the circle, and a kind of ring is formed. You guys all form around in the ring with the Goliaths intermittently, and we're gonna go break.
Yay!
Woo, woo, woo. Great shit tonight, chat. Thanks guys for showing up. We did, and we got to 18. I figured, I was like, if I give it to him, we'll get there.
Yeah.
So thank you again, DCS Smurf, for the cheers, and Chris Tess. I Quavine for the follow, and everyone else who has followed lately, X Vulgar and X Shadow and Roman Carey. Yeah, thank you. Thank you all for the action. We will be back with a one-on-one sparring match. If you're enjoying tonight's stream, follow, retweet, things like that. I will put out the notes/stat block for Welch as in his NPC form on my Twitter. Be on the lookout for that. And yeah, we're gonna go to break. Yeah, folks.
Excellent. You could have just left it at I will put out.
We are back, folks, with the Prism having made their way in front of the Son of Storms. Talked to him a little bit about any number of things: diplomacy, violence, morality, that kind of thing, revolution. You know how it is here on the Ghost of the Machine. And Justice and him are about to face off in a spar. So Justice, go ahead and roll initiative.
Gonna go well, I'm sure. That wasn't as terrible as it could have been. 16.
Woo! And remember, you have
I always love our
inspiration and a guidance.
And a guidance, yeah.
The guidance only lasts a minute, so.
And I can use it.
10 rounds.
And I can use only once, right? Or,
Guidance only once, yeah.
You are going first.
oh, okay.
The wrong dice, but it's okay.
You rolled a D4.
No, I rolled the wrong D20.
Oh, gotcha. This is the
Gonna
one.
be using this one.
This is the one that killed Justice. I'm gonna go for the trifecta. Okay, so I go first in initiative.
Yep.
He is not surprised,
No, not as such.
but I do have advantage.
You do.
Which means I get sneak attack.
Yep.
So I'm just gonna close the distance with my lightning speed, and I'm just gonna unload on him with my physical attacks.
Alrighty.
So first attack is a 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
Good deal. I'm going to use my unarmed damage and sneak attack. That is 10, 12, 15 points of damage. And
Yeah.
He will reduce that by 16 points, and you will take 16 points of lightning damage with his reaction. So he braces as you go to strike him, and he's immune to lightning, by the way.
I didn't.
You're not using this
right.
that
That's
dagger.
right.
So you punch into him. That's right, because it's a brawl. You punch into him, and you just feel absolutely nothing as your fist meets his completely dense ab muscles, and he just tenses, and your hand blows back, and you get blasted with 16 points of lightning damage.
Is that automatic, or is there a dex saving throw?
There's no dex save.
Well, that sucks. All right. That was my first attack.
Yep.
Nat 20.
Okay.
So
No sneak attack.
no sneak attack because that was after that one. So 4 plus 4, 8, 16 points of damage.
Okay.
No, sorry. 12 points of damage.
Okay.
You don't double the bonus.
Yeah, I was about to ask.
12. So bam, bam. Oh, and by the way, can I get stunning strike on both of those?
Sure.
Woohoo! Woohoo!
Natural 1. He is going to use
Yeah, of
a
course.
legendary resistance.
That prick.
Of course he is. This makes sense.
He is powerful.
Yep.
There's one.
So he automatically saves. Second saving throw, 15.
Dang, he makes it.
Yeah. So he braces against your blows. Oh, death cannot come for the mountain.
And then I will say, and neither can it come for the wind. And then I'm going to use my bonus action to dodge. So he's gonna-
With his bonus action, he's going to go into a rage. So you see him, and as he does, lightning crackles all around his form. He's then going to grapple you. He has advantage, but then you gave him disadvantage. So it's just a straight roll. And you should make an acrobatics check. I'm assuming you want to do it with acrobatics.
16. I'm guessing you rolled it really well.
Yeah, he did. 17 on the dice.
That's fine.
Okay.
Wait, 17 on the dice?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to let him grab me.
So he grapples you and
no.
is going to punch you in
Oh,
the kidney.
buddy.
I
Has
had no
disadvantage.
choice. I should have freedom of movement to him.
That's fine.
God, it's happening again.
It's okay.
Disadvantage.
He's got 10 hit points.
So 7 plus
Did.
17 to
Past
hit.
tense.
Miss.
Yep.
So,
Second. 28, but then 26 to hit.
that one will hit.
That's with disadvantage. You're going to take. You don't have any kind of resistances, do you?
Just a poison.
Okay. So you're going to take 10 points of damage. You take 3 points of lightning and 7 points of bludgeoning damage from his fist. He's grappled you right in the kidney. That's his turn. Go ahead.
Okay, he's got me grappled.
He goes, your speed is 0. You are grappled.
Okay. And that is it, though. So, I'm going to try to, like, to either side of his neck.
All right.
Is there anything I want to do before that?
If he's the mountain, does that mean justice is over?
Oh no!
Just
Why?
crushing my eyes. I'm not gonna get fancy with it. I'm just gonna try to hit him twice.
All right.
No.
The first attack will be a 22, and then the second attack will not hit.
Hit.
All right. No sneak attack on this one.
Mm-mm.
Can I retcon something because there's a new ability that I have that I
Sure.
kind of forgot about. Instead of doing that, I'm going to teleport behind him out of his grip.
All right.
I now have advantage on the attack.
Me too.
And so
For the second attack?
just for the first one.
Okay.
So that will hit with
Yes.
the 22. So I do get sneak attack.
All right.
So that's for the first hit. Yeah. So just teleport behind him.
No hard feelings, kid.
Oh, that was pretty good. 19 points of damage.
Alrighty. That is halved. Not the necrotic though, so you're gonna have to parse out the necrotic for me.
I've actually been forgetting to roll the necrotic damage this entire time.
So how much was that in bludgeoning?
That was 2 points of damage in bludgeoning. And then
How much?
2 points of bludgeoning. Oh, 2, sorry. 5 points of bludgeoning plus 12 points of sneak attack.
That's all bludgeoning.
Okay, the sneak attack
Sneak
counts
attack
as
is extra
bludgeoning.
damage. Yeah.
Okay, so then that would
17.
be 17, yeah. And then necrotic
It's halved.
is 5 points.
Okay. 8 plus 5. Thank you. Alright.
That's my first attack.
Yep.
Second attack. Not at advantage.
Nope.
So 1 dice. That is a...
One number plus the other number.
19 to attack.
It hits.
Well, I was trying to, because I normally add, I have to subtract 1 because I'm not using my zip zap dagger.
Correct.
So I did the math in my head and then I revised
Right.
it. Necrotic. That is 3 points of necrotic and then 7 points of bludgeoning.
Okay. Alrighty. So as you kind of you snap behind him and you disappear from his grip and you appear right behind him, like you can still feel the
Stunning strike.
well muscled form of this guy. It's pretty hard to chew through. 20 total.
That sucks.
So you just you are familiar with the mystic arts. He's going to turn around. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
This might be what I use my other thing.
Your guidance. You can do that.
And your inspiration.
I have both of
You
those
can use
things.
inspiration. Guidance only applies to ability checks.
Right.
I don't think anything is going to help this. I'm not even going to try it. 4. Because, even if I maxed out inspiration, it's a 12.
Yeah. Oh.
Light.
Now I don't think that's what this is.
21, 21. Take 21 points of thunder damage.
Yeah.
So he
Storm
turns
aura.
around and just boom, and there's a loud clap of thunder, and he appears 90 feet away from the clearing, and he just stands right there. You guys saw that he cast a spell while raging.
Yeah. Great.
And so yeah, you take 21 points of thunder damage.
That's illegal. They're not allowed to do that. Somebody
Do you want to borrow my glasses?
arrest him or something.
Does this mean civilians can multi-class?
Nope.
Not as such.
Alrighty, so he's 100 feet away?
Yeah, 90 feet away.
90 away feet. I will move up my 50 feet, and then I'm going to teleport again behind him.
Okay.
But I'm gonna like drop kind of like from up on top of him as I come down.
Yes.
He looks up.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, that will miss.
Okay.
4 and a 2 on the dice with advantage. And then the second attack. Ah, god damn it. That's a 6 on the dice.
So you see, he sees you. You can see that he knows that you're behind him as you appear, and he just lets you fall on him. And as you pound into his muscle, he just shrugs it off, and you kip back up and land just barely from the thrust of his shoulders. He does a spinning back fist at you.
Yeah.
Bring it.
Oh, yeah.
The dice are not kind to me.
25 to hit.
That will hit.
You're going to take 3 points of lightning damage and 7 points of bludgeoning.
Okay.
You can see lightning is wreathing its form, and he's going to come down and give you another punch attack. A natural 1 misses, and he slips in a little bit of this kind of mud, I guess we'll say, or well, it's winter out. He just slips in a bit of the dirt and falls, and then he comes back around with another back fist. 15 to hit.
Miss.
So as you kind of are starting to regain some of your footing.
Yeah.
You can see this very large, half giant Goliath. This Goliath-like form towering over you. What are you doing?
Pieces cost you your strength. Victory has defeated you. That was 2 rounds. You're taking count. I'm going to, because frontal attack. Well, it's a fight, and like this is not my bag. So I'm going to
Show me everything that you are. Allow me to look into your soul and judge you.
You know what? I'm just gonna unload on him with a flurry of blows. So first attack is a 19 to hit.
That'll hit. You get a +8, right? Without the dagger, so
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
So it's +8, okay.
And then it's not sneak attack, but it is necrotic.
Okay.
So that is 6 points of bludgeoning damage and 3 points of necrotic.
All right. So 6 total. Okay, cool, perfect.
And then stunning strike.
Okay, you're counting your key points like a good boy.
I am counting my key points like a good boy. I got 2 left.
13.
That fails.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, he's going to use a legendary
Yeah,
resistance.
yeah, of course.
Your abilities, you are not entirely devoid of skill.
And then that was my first hit. I'm gonna try to hit him again.
All right.
That's a 2 on the dice.
This.
Yeah, and there's no point to add anything to that because that will fail.
So you're doing flurry of blows?
Well, I punched once, punched twice, and then
Okay.
flurry of blows.
Okay.
So, I'm just gonna.
What are you doing with your bonus action? Is my question.
You know what? Bonus action. No, I'm just gonna go all in. 'Cause
Okay.
Whatever. Fuck it. No flurry of blows for 2 more attacks.
Okay.
3 on the dice.
So you're like you are a landing purchase, but he is just a mountain of muscle and strength.
Flurry of misses is more like it. And then that's better. That's a 19.
All right.
So, that will be 9 points of bludgeoning and 1 point of necrotic.
Gilly has used the feast knife to conjure popcorn.
So you've done a bit of wear and tear on him. He's not, like your blows are
Yeah.
landing. You're putting some wear and tear on him, but the man is formidable to say the least.
This is not my bag, baby.
You've left an opening, and you can see he reaches down for your leg. This is with advantage because you are not patient defensing. Roll your athletics, but yeah.
Or acrobatics, you said?
Acrobatics, sorry.
That's a right now unmodified at 22.
Nope.
And then
Using my inspiration.
24?
No.
Oh, buddy, you can't.
I can't do it with the...
He rolled a 19. I'll just
Guidance
leave
is
it.
not for saves.
So he grabs you and lifts you up now by the by your ankle, and it has you hanging, and he's going to just toss you.
I have slow fall.
You do. He's
Reaction. Reaction.
Hold on.
Amazing.
So what I will say is go ahead. So you can just use slow fall as a reaction, but sorry, he's not so much. He's slamming you into the ground.
Oh,
More
okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to describe this.
This is a Hulk and Loki moment.
Yes. 29 to hit.
Yeah.
Yep. So you're going to take 4 points of lightning damage and 7 points of bludgeoning. Then he's just. So that's first attack,
Damn,
second attack. He's going to now use a
fantastic.
third attack.
I'm quite blooded. I'm super damaged.
You see him just kind of pull you in, and he is going to basically pile drive you.
Matt's
Doesn't he have to buy me dinner first?
28. You take 1 point of lightning damage and 7 points of bludgeoning.
I'm unconscious.
So you can see he picks him up, and you are not entirely unskilled, and then and puts him into a fireman carry, pile driver, whatever, and just you hear this
Yeah. Oh, yep.
as he falls.
I was wondering what would break first.
That's all good. I was going against the legendary creature solo.
Your friend fought with bravery. Did not resort to his more sinister techniques.
Spare the dying.
Pick him up from my feet.
Spare the dying is touch,
What
right?
is this song? Yes, it is.
So I rush over to him and I cast spare the dying. First of all. I guess I could just heal you.
No, you could do that.
I don't know why I cast spare the dying.
Yeah, I don't know what is this, Alexis? To use the Alexis phrase, what is this?
It is my phrase. You're right.
So,
yeah, I just pump a little healing word in you. Aw, 7.
as you come to consciousness, you see the large Goliath form with a big meaty hand extended towards you. You may stand among us as a warrior, and he brings you in for a very quick. And like you're so little, like Justice is how tall?
Like 5.5 feet tall.
Yeah.
And so but he just gives you this kind of quick little hug. You are a warrior.
Indeed. Sparring matches were not uncommon amongst my people.
In such a short time, you have grown so strong. I wonder how arduous your path has been. Wonder if you've seen horrors like I have seen horrors. Tell me, what god do you owe your power to?
I do not know if he is known as a god, but he is known as the Traveler. But my power comes also from within.
Yes. We are led to believe that we are all powerful. But in truth, the gods rule over us and play their little games. We are all just servants to the great powers. I pledge myself to the All-Father and the ever-living Tempest before him.
Taking down some notes.
Excuse me, the Immortal Tempest. It's the ever-living Inferno, the Immortal Tempest.
It's your world.
It
You
is.
made this up.
You can tell us anything.
Whatever you want it to be.
It really is those two. I just really love the term ever-living Inferno, so it slips in.
Pretty hot.
Yeah, thanks.
It slips in.
That was one of those, like, you sit down for 4 hours, like, gotta make this cool, gotta make this cool.
God. The interregnum of despair is pretty fucking cool.
Thank you.
It's
trying.
terrifying.
Shall we enjoy a feast together and sit as new acquaintances do?
Here, I got popcorn.
Yes, I'm wondering where you got that, because we don't grow corn here.
Well, we all have our own ways of accomplishing things, don't we?
Your sorcery knows no bounds.
It was magic.
You know,
Magical popcorn.
it is.
I'll walk up and touch you on the shoulder.
Delightful magical popcorn.
A 3rd level cure wounds.
Healing is appreciated. How much did you help me for, Dylan?
7. Got you up on your feet.
11, 18, 22 points.
Holy crap. That's pretty good.
Would you knock this back now?
Thunder.
Oh, is it gonna storm tonight?
Or
Maybe.
a car driving through houses behind us. One of the two. So,
I mean,
I'll just reach my hand out.
we
Oh,
created this.
yeah.
That is true.
That's true.
It wasn't gonna storm tonight until we got to the scene.
Correct.
Right.
What is this?
Fitting.
What is this?
So the dinner scene will constitute a short rest
Excellent.
for anyone interested in that kind of anyone who's into that kind of thing.
Intimately.
Yeah, so I get my wild
I'll give you
shape
another
and a short
healing word
rest.
before that happens.
Thanks.
Ooh.
I love it.
You get a full 10.
Thanks.
I love this. This is a lot of fun.
I have a natural recovery
Sweet.
as well.
Nice light episode to kind of take the edge off.
Mm-hmm.
Until 20 days left until the point.
The
Yeah.
emperor. Like,
Yeah.
It kind of does. It's like, don't look at it.
Light
The
is
clock
a very
above
strong
everyone's
word,
head. Yeah.
Mhm.
Don't look at it.
Who watches the Watchman clock behind us?
Yeah.
Slowly
Doomsday
going
clock.
towards doom.
Yeah.
We're at like 2 right now.
Yeah.
I just did 2 monkey
so-
dice.
So you guys are around this large kind of feast, environment. A table is a strong word for it, but there's basically a feast. There's a party. There's music. There's dancing. It's an affair of sorts. What would you like to do, Selena?
So not so much do, but look around. So as we flew in and as the warriors have stepped away and we've encountered feast, is it still all warriors or are there also families,
There are
children,
families.
women, well, the proverbial women and children?
Yep.
Are there the elderly, like the whole family's
The
here?
whole tribe seems to be here.
Okay.
Thing about Goliath society, though, especially in this world, is almost everyone's a warrior in one regard. Not warrior, but everyone's very capable. They're just strong, big people. So, even the grandmothers can bench press like 350. So,
That's true.
it's a thing.
But I mean, there's also just a sense of family and presence when you
Right.
have kids
There
versus
is.
no kids.
Right.
It's wartime.
Right.
That's how this works.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
You can see seems to be where they move. There's not a ton of that presence, but it's there. So the hill giant shaman is there. Thunderspeaker Tharga is there. Amonor, whatever the fuck we're calling him. Ilaguth is there. What would you guys like to do?
I would once whatever grand prayer or whatever they're doing at the beginning of their meal, once we're into it, I would engage Ilaguth.
Okay. I don't have anything for this. Go ahead.
So I see you made it to your destination.
I did.
Do you know how many others got out of the camp?
No.
You took none with you?
I was gone. She was gone before you guys ever got there.
Then who did we talk to at the docks?
She wasn't at the. She left before the camp. You guys.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. That's right. That camp is cleared out. Everyone's moved on.
Sounds about right.
It was what I had in mind when I left.
Yeah. Those caves won't bother anyone anymore.
Good.
Yeah. So, just glad to see somebody safe.
It's strange to see someone from the cities all the way out here. But I guess these are strange times.
I've always been more of the earth and less of the cities.
Well, enjoy the feast.
You as well.
Just observing the festivities going on.
All right.
Bunch of big people.
You can see the hill giant shaman woman is seated well. She seems to have people are giving her a very respectful berth, whatever position she might hold. And Thunderspeaker Tharga and her have been conversing for some time. She kind of leans forward. She says, "So, you'll find these papers where?"
We found them in the Trivestment Tower, right?
Yeah.
We found them in the Trivestment Tower in Fort Mountain Hall before we brought it to the ground.
I don't know what that is, but these papers appear to be authentic.
We have no reason to believe that they are not. We have been witnessing the coming of how did I just blank on his name?
Volgesh.
Vorgesh. For
It's not
months
that
now.
good with names.
This would not be our first interaction with him.
We've destroyed multiple summoning circles.
I don't know much about devils, but what I can say is I have observed the stars, and I see strange things going on in the stars. They're assembling in a way to let something through. So this must be that something.
Could be something else too. We never know. I saw that smile, Matt.
There's no smile. You guys are imagining.
Yes.
Between a Vorgesh and the Void, there's not much wiggle room these days.
The times are severe and they require a watchful eye. So I look to the heavens. So you're trying to stand against an army of devils.
Or preferably, stop it from ever appearing so that we do not have to stand in front of it at all.
That would be preferable.
Most definitely.
But I don't see what choice we really have in
But yes,
doing something.
philosophically, yes, we are standing before the army of devils.
I don't see anything in here about preventing this arrangement. Only the people who enter into deals could break the deal.
What happens in a contract like this if enough of the signatories... Okay.
Here we go again.
Yep. I know. If enough of the signatories aren't alive to honor it.
Pacts are built on magic and people, and when there's no more people left, there's no more magic.
Unfortunately, those people are beyond our reach.
Yeah,
Especially
I
in
don't
21
think
days.
we're gonna take down all the people in that contract very quickly.
No, not two ancient dragons
No,
and
most
two
definitely
of
not.
the
And
most...
somebody who should not be alive anymore, based on
Right.
age alone.
Son of Storms pipe up. And what does it say of my dear mother in those contracts?
Are you referring?
Oh, he's not speaking to you. Sorry. I'm looking over there. He's not speaking to you. He's speaking to the Hill Giant Shaman.
Okay.
No mention of the storm sorceress in the contracts.
Oh, so she has not strayed from her path. When I first met you, you were traveling with my mother's, ghost, as I called it.
Simulacrum.
Tell me, what do you make of the Countess?
I was the one who was told to kill me. Is that right?
Well, she wanted you dead.
She wanted me dead. Well, my only opinion of her is that she had told a friend of ours to leave me dead in the ground.
That cannot be the first time someone has wished that upon you. You've taken it to heart.
No, but it was under the... Well, again, this would not be the first time, but it was under the pretense of alliance.
If what Thunder Speaker Tharga says, and if what the High Shaman says is true, and I believe it to be true, that an army of devils will march on the world, that is a dire circumstance. But I would be lying if I said I don't believe that it's something we can overcome without your help. However, many lives would be lost if I refused your offer. I imagine you'll be gathering other allies to this cause?
As
Most
many as
definitely.
we can muster.
And what of the Countess of Avamere? She
Well,
is a reformer, not unlike present company.
We have not spoken to her since the incident.
But we were interested as to your connection with her. We haven't, and frankly, I'm quite intrigued. And if you...
Well, when two people love each other.
Right, I understand that. Anyway, there's multiple ways, if you hadn't noticed, that two people can create a child in this world.
Some do it through Fey
I
Pact.
didn't say how.
Anyway, but more of what I meant is, what is your take on her?
I have known her for a number of years, since I was young. I will not tell you the whole story, for you will not earn my trust.
Fair enough.
She is not, of course, my literal mother. My mother and my father are just like me. Giant-blooded. But she was my teacher for a number of years. The rest I will not go into.
I mean more of deep... Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
That's all right. However, if you want to know what I make of her and the secrets that I know of her, there is an exercise we could partake in.
Oh boy. What would that be?
Is it a trust fall? It's a trust building exercise, isn't it?
It's a trust fire.
Wouldn't be the first time we've walked through one of those.
In front of the flames of truth, each of you will bear a secret. One that no one here has ever heard before. The things that you have held back from those you stand with. Bit by bit, you'll throw a piece of yourself into the fire. Something you hold dear. Once those truths are laid bare, you have been cleansed. I will tell you some of what I know.
And who would be witness to this event? And these truths?
I would. The High Shaman would. And Thunder Speaker Tharga. And everyone else you see here. I can see a shadow hanging over all of you. A sickness of untruth and deception.
I mean, that's my bag, baby.
It's time to come clean a little bit more today.
And would you be participating in this ritual?
Yes.
How do the humans say it? I'm an open book. Small hint of irony.
Do I have any secrets from them?
I'm sure you all do.
You could come up with one.
I don't think I have one.
Once when I was young, I stole an apple.
Oh my god.
The fire is satisfied that you have given a piece of yourself away. It will roar. If it is not, it will remain somber. Do you feel ready?
I will face any test.
What do you say? I feel like you're keeping most secrets here among us.
I'm ready.
Well, it's a mountain of 450 years over.
Right, you've got plenty to choose from.
I'll pick something more recent.
How many secrets could one creature accumulate in 15 years? It cannot be that many.
Human beings.
Yet here we are.
A pile of secrets.
So, who would like to begin? You can see that Thunder Speaker Tharga and the High Shaman have assembled this fire. They kind of dance around it and chant. And bit by bit, they throw pieces, these stones, these rocks, and these plants.
So are these like druid rituals or?
It's a Thunder Speaker Tharga is a druid. The high Shaman is not a druid.
Okay.
So you can just see them throwing. And the fire kind of picks up. You can see the light greet you, and all the dim light is dispersed. You guys are now standing in bright light.
All I have to say is thank God that the turtle wasn't here to see that.
Who would like to go first?
I will kind of gesture and step back since I participated in the combat last.
I will.
Hmm. Make it good.
Is there a method to this, or do I just
You just
walk
throw
up to the fire?
Throw something in and speak your truth.
Something of importance? I will pull out of my bag one of the moon apple seeds. I will throw it in the fire.
Oh my god.
That's
Oh
really
my
important.
That's what I got.
Oh!
I made.
Oh, you know, not like
I made a deal with Beverly.
a void
And,
diamond or something.
I don't have that now.
Oh, that's right. Justice has it on him. Sorry.
He does.
Sorry. I'm just shocked.
I made a deal with Beverly. He wanted to see Morgan dead, and I have fulfilled that deal, and he now owes me something still. He may be aligned with the void as far as I can tell with the dagger, but means to an end.
How's the fire?
You see it grows a little bit bigger.
I will step back and sit down.
It is not the time for inquiries, but to speak your truth.
I don't even have a question. I'm just a bit shocked.
Halfling's second.
What is this?
I'm just gesturing. I went first last time, so I'm letting everyone go.
Okay. Selena? Nose goes.
I don't think that works with two people.
It does now! Not it.
I'm trying to think about what I've kept from you
Your
guys.
parents.
My parents are shitheads from the grasslands.
Well, you've
I've
never told us
you.
about them.
I have. You just didn't listen.
Yes, but you didn't tell us why they're shitheads.
Yes, I did. They're racist. I
Oh.
told you guys that.
That was
Cut and dry.
Okay, so it's just, okay.
Yeah, they
Where's your criminal background come from?
Stealing from Moira. We literally went over this.
There are some grass.
Well, you gotta tell some kind of a secret.
Everyone has secrets.
You've got more secrets than I do. I gotta think about this. I gotta find something worth
I walk past them. I'm just like roll my eyes, my green faceted eyes, and I toss a piece of my cooking utensils in that I've had since the war. And I will say, I've never shared this information with anyone, but the name of the monastery, the group that I have been training under for the Traveler, is known as the North Wind. That's correct, right?
Yep, the Order of the North Wind.
The Order of the North Wind. We are a very secretive group. The fact that I'm sharing this information puts me at great risk.
See the fire go.
Then I return to my spot, like away from the fire.
I take my Rod of the Pact Keeper. And I say, well, I think I'm pretty much just Fae now.
You can see the rod fall into the fire. And explode. The fire goes.
I don't know what that means, but I think that's the way of things. It's been kind of quick. Didn't really have a chance to talk about it earlier. And now I'm talking about it in front of people. I don't know.
You can see there's this kind of whispers around the crowd.
When you turn back, I'll pat you on the shoulder lightly.
So the little figurines that I never got to finish for the O'Shea kids.
Yeah.
I was making a small eagle. I think there was a mountain cat in there. Just wooden figurines. I will bundle those up out of a pocket. The pieces that hadn't been started yet. The ones that were half finished. And give me a second. And the cerulean hawk that I had managed to finish. I will throw all 7 or 8 of those in. I'm terrified. I have things to lose now.
You
I'll
see,
step back.
you see the fire. Oh. See, he pulls off this kind of this leather strap, this from his harness. He tosses the harness in, bare-chested, well muffled. And the harness hits the fire. Together, the Countess and I sought out a great and powerful artifact. A heart. 2 great and powerful artifacts. One of them was the blade of the Vizier. The other was the heart of a chained god.
Yep.
I didn't know then the evil that dwelled inside her.
God damn it.
When we found it, she took it. She was supposed to protect it. She instead became it. And that is when she stopped being my teacher, started becoming my enemy. Blade of the Vizier.
Yes.
It was in Karen's past the whole time.
That would make some sense.
It's hiding under a rock.
Of course it was.
It's just sitting there.
We put ourselves at great risk to protect those decoys, also believing for a great deal of time that they were the true blades. That it was the true blade for a while.
Well, we knew there was a chance.
Right.
We still have a mark on what we believe is the true blade.
So, you can see the fire is now roaring. It begins to die down a bit. So, if you want my support, my true support, I have a request of you. There is a very small island north of Hafgar, 150 miles due northeast. On it, you will find a raging storm that seems to never leave the island. Go there. Speak with the Quail. Get her to join our efforts. Bring her back here. You shall have your army and a fair shake at diplomacy.
Is this the island?
Well,
From the very, very first session.
I'm going to tell you that.
That means yes.
Incorrect.
I highly doubt it.
It's in the wrong area.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Geographically speaking.
The map's changed. I have no idea.
Simple as that. Oh, and the Countess of Avamere must never belong to our little alliance.
She
Aye.
is beyond our reach.
Well, that's good to know.
Not for
Yes.
long.
We were questioning what sort of help she may or may not be, and whether or not to confide certain things in her looking for help, and that answers that.
Dodge that bullet.
Mafanway we could trust the whole time. She's
true.
me mum. We just couldn't trust the person that worked with.
Look at that. That's like, excuse me?
What?
No.
It was just who she was influenced by that we couldn't trust. There's a difference.
Anyway,
Back to the game. Player question. How far between the glide and the island of Halfgar?
it's far. It's far, Chief. 600. No, so if
20
I
days travel.
it should be,
Yeah, 10 days travel out, 10 days
I
travel
believe it's 725 miles from Mercinia to Halfgar. So that means it's 800, 900, 1,000 miles from where you are now.
Okay.
That's just rough math, but yeah, it's a fair trek.
We don't have a lot of time. Is there a way that you could get us there?
No. So,
Do you know anyone who could?
no.
Great.
So, it is actually entirely I imagine you could work with the Countess. She is pragmatic. The only thing I tell you in plain language is that I will not work with any alliance that involves her.
Fair enough. Do you know what she wants now? What her goals are?
No. Power. Control. And to make sure that her family rises to the top of Gishari society.
Right.
And that her sons stay alive.
Do you think the Viscount knows what she is? Or is it just you?
The Viscount is a skilled commander, but a bit of an idiot when it comes to dealing with people. I don't believe he knows what his mother is. But I believe if he found out, he wouldn't care.
I'm not surprised.
About typical freakish.
I'm missing a piece of common knowledge. What is the heart that she...
Would have been like the heart of an old god, like a titan or something.
A change
Like-
god.
Like, yeah.
That's not really common knowledge, I don't think. I don't think we were.
We're just. I'm just inferring from what you said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if we
That's-
discussed it
that's-
before.
Player speak.
Yeah.
Not character speak.
Or do you mean like D&D common knowledge?
Yeah, D&D common,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Basically like old gods, like vague terms.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Because there was only one other big chained deity that I knew of, and well, I don't think that heart
I
was
don't
taken.
think it was that.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
the
I
only
don't
one
think
we've
it's
come
character.
across is the statue of Marissa. In-game.
And
Yeah.
And
And Mab.
Ursodril.
and Ursodril. Ursodril's what I was thinking of when we freed her.
The arresting light chained all of the old gods, including the elementals.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
In a way.
Yeah.
That's why Ursodril is chained up. And
Right.
We took care of that.
they're all imprisoned, essentially.
Fun. Neat.
Well, we
So,
will need to find our own path to Halfgar and beyond.
we do have a side trip that we have for the morrow that hopefully will be a day trip, if I can be optimistic.
I guess we'll see.
And then we'll find ourselves to Halfgar and north.
Do you, since you run in circles that we don't, probably, it's a shot in the dark. Do you have any other recommendations, anyone else that you know of who might be an asset and helpful and willing in 21 days?
No, not in 21 days. He's got to think here for a second.
I have a follow-up question.
No.
Raise my hand.
What would he suggest? suggest? I don't think you would suggest. Doesn't make any sense. No, I don't. What were you gonna say? Or what was your question?
Twofold. As we talk about ancient hearts, there is an ancient black dragon calls herself the Unknown.
I am unfamiliar with this one.
An unknown is not a bad term. Our sources have no idea either. We came a number of well done paintings depicting her fall and rise. And I'll describe the ones we saw in the tower. And then not 48 hours later, there she was.
A high shaman speaks up.
It is a myth to believe the light dispelled all the beings unknown and ancient creatures. This is just one of them that lingers. Unknown could be many of them.
That's fair. She will be joining the Hell Army.
Was her name in the contract?
Well,
Her human form.
Mm.
Right.
You don't happen to have any operatives in Del Mario?
No. All of our operatives are pretty much here.
That's what I assumed, but I had to ask. Talking about allies.
You have contacts from Droska, though, in some form or another, right?
Why would you imagine that?
Because you attacked the train with a Droskan airship that had been decommissioned from the war and sold somehow. So, through some sort of chain, it would have to lead back to Droska in some way.
No, I have no contacts with Droska. Those airships and all the armaments from the war. You can buy them on the markets
Right.
if you know the right people.
Maybe that's the sort of thing that we need, the right people. with that sort. You know, if we can't stop the portal from opening, we're going to need anything we can get our hands on. That's not a bad idea.
I don't think even if we pooled our money, we could get something
Yeah, I don't believe we have the capital
on
for
that market.
Maybe not us.
We could afford an air schooner.
We could pull off a heist. I'm sorry, I'm kidding. Anyway.
We
Hatched
become,
Morgan's
We
airship.
could
Sell it on the
certainly
black
try.
market.
we become raccoons.
What would you be heisting exactly?
The diamonds from Mercinia.
Oh.
I mean,
I'm not sure that's something we're doing in the next 20 days.
I mean,
You guys have a limited amount of time. 21 days is a lot in D&D terms, but it's you guys have to pick your battles.
not
and
when you can't teleport.
Yeah.
21 days is a lot in D&D, but you gotta
To have
pick
that.
your battles and do what you can to muster your forces. You guys are getting the sense that it's unlikely you stop the apocalypse, but you also don't know what the trigger is. So
If only we could read the stars.
And the answer is simple. We just killed two ancient dragons. You know.
The leader of the entire continent.
Yeah. Of course.
yeah, and the Archduchess of the Stone Marsh.
Yeah,
It's
easy.
simple. I mean,
Problem solved. Cakewalk.
let's okay. You know, you start by writing down the list, right? Because that gets
Gotta
you
start
started.
somewhere. We'll just you pick the hardest one and you start there.
Right.
Which one's the hardest one?
You don't know.
I don't know.
Fiona's protected by Ravas.
Great.
Okay, that
So
one.
you'd have to fight both.
There you go.
So,
Twofer.
what was the shaman's name? Did we
Just
know?
the High Shaman.
Hi, shaman.
Yes.
You wouldn't happen to have any access to teleportation circles, would you?
No. I don't know that magic.
Does
I
anybody?
can take you by plant. From one plant to another.
Oh,
But I'd have to seen it before.
have you ever seen anything plant life enough on Halfgar?
No,
Okay.
I never take to the ocean. No.
Right. Well,
I can get you as far as. I could get you close to Cragmandu. In Norshley.
I just
Get you to the continent of Gish somewhere.
So, what port would I have taken from
Yeah.
our side to get to Draska?
So this is how it works. So in order to get from Draska to Gish, first of all, ain't nobody teleporting into Draska
right.
because
No.
of the iron laws of magic. So in order to get to Draska and to and from, you take the port usually from Mercinia, although there's one in Gish and one in Cragmandu, but Mercinia is the closest. You take it from Mercinia or Cragmandu. You go to Halfgar. You get processed by the Iron Authority. You board an iron ship and then get to Draska.
Do I think I've seen a tree on Halfgar from the war 15 years ago that I might have stood next to for 10 minutes?
I mean, maybe. What are you trying to do? Oh,
Tree
scry.
walking.
Oh, tree stride is 500 feet. This is
Oh,
transport via
crap.
plants.
Okay.
Yeah. This
But
is,
if you-
you're one level off.
Yeah.
Damn.
And ain't nobody using transport via plants into Draska. The iron laws of
No,
magic.
just Halfgar.
Oh, Halfguard. Nope.
Just because if I was processed through Halfgar, then I would
Gotcha,
have
no.
physically have been there.
You're going to have to get there the old-fashioned way, unfortunately.
That's what,
First things
that's what
first,
Matt's
we
telling
might
us.
want to rest up and take care of the lock.
Exactly.
Right. Refresh my
Eyes on
memory,
the
sorry. They were in Falaglen Holler, but did the Son of Storms and everyone, were they camped around the lock?
Yeah. You guys are where Agnes was, which is like the forest that crosses around the lock on the northern side.
Okay.
You may rest here for the night, or a night after.
We will be traveling into Falgun Lock tomorrow.
Enjoy your swim. Beware of the beast, Falagwin Lock.
Do you know what it is?
No, I've only heard legend, and we give the lock a wide berth.
Right. Of course.
You're smarter than we are. And
Yes.
No, I do not know much about paleontology or archaeology.
Or marine biology.
Or God,
Any of the
Zoology.
allergies, really.
or
we're idiots. We're
Or
gonna try and
herpetology.
pop the drain at the bottom of this lake.
meteorology.
Great.
That's right.
But
But I think, what if a dinosaur had got in the lake?
it could have lived there for 1,000,000 years.
Is it
Eating
bait?
up the mud?
Perhaps there's a small halfling family there that's
It could be.
adopted it. Yes.
Right.
The Gish are coming. Look out.
They've got locate creature.
The visions are coming. They've got locate creature.
Goes to a crack.
For more, watch Stan Lee's comedy vehicle.
Stuart Lee, I think.
Stuart Lee, not Stan Lee.
Stuart Lee is amazing.
Okay.
Go
I
look up
will.
Stuart Lee.
I will take my extended rest.
All right.
Before I do,
Yes.
something very important. I'm gonna kind of just look around because they've been kicking up the dirt and everything. I'm gonna look for some flat rocks.
All right. You can find. Okay, you rolled for it. You find some flat rocks.
And I'm gonna use my inspiration because I never used it. Okay.
That only lasts 10 minutes, it's gone.
Damn it.
No, you used
You
it.
did use
I
it.
mean guidance. Guidance.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
That's
that's
1
a
minute.
A minute.
yeah.
Duck.
It's been gone for
Wasted.
hours.
Wasted. All right. I found some flat rocks.
Okay. You just want to go to the lock and skip them?
No, not tonight. It was a dinosaur.
All right. So you guys take to your respective sleeping areas. They offer you guys kind of a tent to sleep in together. It's a tent fit for giants. There's a couple other Goliaths in there, but there's a divider down the middle.
So before we all go our separate ways,
Are we going our separate ways? Are we not just staying in the hut?
We're in a tent together.
I can still make a hut.
whatever. Before
Before you
I
drift off.
sleep, because I'm the only one that needs to sleep,
Right, yeah.
I have everything available. What are we putting in the ring? Are we scrying on anyone? Are we dreaming? Are we divining? Do we want to talk to any gods tonight? What are we doing?
Oh man.
Do we want to talk to any gods tonight?
You guys have all seen me do it multiple times, so like...
So kind of about what I said earlier. You know, when you were able to kind of use that thing and talk to Morgan, maybe every now and then you should just try that with me, so we know where we are with things. I don't know what's happening to me.
She could be becoming a god.
I don't know how this works.
No, that's
I
not
mean,
this.
we could do this every 10 minutes if you want to.
No. I'm just saying, just, you know, if we feel like
Gilly.
later.
Gilly.
When you feel the unbridled need to ascend and murder everyone, we will
I-
make sure that we stem the tide.
Don't think that that's the kind of person I will ever be.
Selena, I think that maybe you should cast that spell upon me. You said, for whenever I feel I must ascend and murder everyone.
You're the worst.
That is a
Just
joke.
cast on me too. Why not?
You're all the worst. I'm trying to have like a legitimate concern here. Anyway.
When your bloodlust gets out of control, we will let you know.
I mean, not all gods are bad and bloodthirsty.
Unless you're going through all the rigmarole and process that Morgan went through in order to ascend to godhood, it's unlikely you're going to get there.
Gilly has a wisdom of 4 and an int of 10, so let me roleplay this.
Yeah, but you like saw everything and it was explained to you in detail.
Yeah, she also doesn't know some of the other shit, so.
I've explained climate
So,
change to people. I
knock
can't
on
tell you
wood.
how many times they
I
still
think
get
you're
it.
safe from godhood.
Right.
I think you're safe from pure, unbridled evil. If from yourself, at least.
We'll see about it.
And if you're not, we will hold your hand like we have for the last 6 months,
No, 3
3
or
months.
4.
Yeah,
8
feels-
years.
20 years.
With,
That's
longer
what it
than I've
feels
been alive.
like. That's what it feels
with
like.
everything
Anyway.
that's gone on, just like you've done for us.
Is there anything that we need to prepare
Jeez.
for our trip into the water tomorrow?
So,
You cannot breathe
water
underwater.
breathing.
That
water
would be
breathing and locate creatures and all that good stuff. I am on that. I'm just making sure we don't, because I know there were empty slots in the ring. I know I can put healing into it for people. And this is probably, I think, the only evening we've had where I've had all the things.
I have actually a request. And I do not ask this lightly.
Oh boy.
Can you ask the traveler if he smiles upon the Son of Storms?
Can I bring him into divination with me? I know it's kind of a self thing.
It's a prayer.
Okay. That is the simplest thing you could ask of all of this. And I will go ahead and just cast divination.
Okay.
And reach out to the traveler again. And slightly change the message of, you knew he would come back. He's asking now if you smile upon the Son of Storms.
Okay. Justice's mouth. You hear. I didn't imagine he would come back. And yes, I smile upon the Son of Storms, as I smile upon all change bringers.
If you don't remember that, we will repeat it back to you.
That is all I needed to know. I knew it in my heart. Well, whatever passes as a heart. Inside this thing.
Right. So,
So do you want to check on your family or on Glitch via dream? I know something spooked you the last time you checked on Glitch.
yeah. Yeah, something definitely did. There's
We've
some...
also talked about reaching out to
thing in there.
Moira,
Right.
letting her know that Fanzio is just a charade, not her sister.
I think the easiest way for you to get through with her is with who Fanzia was.
I think so too. but time is growing short, and even the smallest amount of doubt would be on our side on any of the Gish.
Right. We don't know whether or not they've got precautions on her mind. You know, this was probably done against her will. Unless she even didn't want to be privy to it, but I'm guessing it's just she doesn't know.
That's fine.
Perhaps
So,
we
I don't
can-
know. Maybe it might be better to just try it with everything that we have, rather than...
If we only have one shot.
Right.
Then we wait.
But,
Selena, go ahead and roll intelligence plus proficiency. With advantage.
Intelligence plus proficiency. That's a natural 20, thank God. So 20 plus 2 plus 4, so 26.
Alright, so success plus extra information is you and Justice. So what we're talking about here is developing an asset. In terms of spy language. So you have a connection, you have motivation, you have means, you have knowledge, you have backstory, you have all the things, all the pieces. So the next part is developing a personal connection, convincing them to your side. So that kind of thing takes time.
I see. So
Okay.
start
It's not
chipping
going to
away
be
at it.
done once. It's unlikely. You got to chip away at her.
There you go.
When you start, it's completely up to you. Having a potential ally that high up when this whole thing kicks off, or even at the party, could be really good. So, that is my helpful input.
So, middling approach.
And yes, perhaps
Okay.
instead
And
of...
your family and glitch is not a concern to you right at this moment.
I would like to try with my family.
If you think one of them would be asleep, I can do this twice before going to bed.
Yep.
And then my last question for you before we do this, what would be the best guard against whatever it was that greeted you by glitch? Because if that's not a glitch specific item,
Right, it could happen again. I don't know.
I've never used this with anybody but Alric, so
I really don't know much about dream magics.
dream magic is wisdom, right? Wisdom. So I will enhance ability on myself with wisdom.
Okay. Enhance ability, wisdom. Got it.
If that's what I think will be the most useful if I travel to the dream world to see Moira.
That'll help you perceive and do insight. Yeah, you'll be able to see better and know people's motives better, and it'll enhance your magic in case you have to dispel something, I guess. So it's probably better than enhancing charisma, because charisma will be used to persuade and convince.
Okay.
So
Wisdom.
it's up to you.
So we will wisdom.
So yeah, for Moira, yeah, it's up to you. Yeah.
Okay.
Are you able to do both tonight?
Yes.
Yep.
When we rested earlier, I was able to
Perfect.
get my slot back.
Yep.
So, yes. So, if you are also going, I would have done a 3rd level enhance ability instead of 2nd level, and given you wisdom as
That'd
well.
be great.
So, yeah, I would have done 3rd level instead of 2nd level, and given us both wisdom, because I think I can do that.
Yep. Yeah.
I'll go ahead
Perfect.
and enhance both our charismas then at 3rd level. It doesn't hurt to have both those things.
10th level. This is why you guys have to fight 5 ancient dragons or whatever it is.
Right. Yeah, makes sense.
Is that the monster in the lot? There's 5 ancient dragons all merged into
Yeah, it's
one.
Tiamat.
It's
She's
Voltron. Just
They all fly together.
right.
Before I cast Dream the first time, who are we targeting in your family?
I mean,
Your ma?
my mom probably, right?
Favoring.
Yeah. That's probably the best.
Okay.
Do you think? I mean, what information would Gilly have other than that?
Yeah,
My hunch is that Corinne and Corwin are with them.
Okay.
Who goes to
Because I
bed there
tried
first?
sending with Corinne, and then my mom showed up instead.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just my best guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know for sure.
I would say go with Faline,
Yeah.
based on what you know.
Okay, then before I cast Dream, I'm gonna sink into Eureka Drill.
Okay.
Can you pull me out of this if something decides to try and keep me?
I will certainly try.
Yell really loud.
The dream is more and more my domain every day, but it is still belongs to many, such as the Queen of Nightmares.
Is that your hunch and what Gilly encountered?
Did you describe them?
It sounds like the Queen and her court and her college, yes.
Right.
Well, supposedly I can wake up at any point from this thing. So
Yes.
with my own will, yeah.
I would have said, just don't let them get close to you. They started approaching me, and that's when I woke myself up. So.
Okay.
But they were tormenting Glitch.
If he's stuck there.
Alrighty.
Okay. So we will cast Dream
Targeting Faline O'Shea.
on you to Faline O'Shea while in the hut.
Okay. I'll inspire both of us first, too.
Okay.
Jeez.
I don't
10th
know,
level.
man.
That's a 10th level.
Oh, I can't inspire me yet. Sorry.
Correct. It's alright.
Yeah. I'll inspire you is what I mean.
That's fine. I'll take it.
Alrighty. You cast Dream, thinking of Faline O'Shea, and the world fades away as both your eyes shut. You are standing in a kind of, the first thing you hear immediately is the wind. That's alright, dear, that's alright. And you are standing in a shack. It appears to be jutted out on the water, the main coastline to your back. You see Faline is sitting in a shack by herself, and she seems to be drinking coffee. She looks up. Oh, it's my daughter and her friend. What brings you to my humble abode?
Well, Ma, are you okay?
I've got my coffee, got my shack. Things could be worse.
I mean, outside of unconsciousness.
Things are worse outside of the shack.
Are you in immediate danger, though?
No, not in any immediate danger. We had some friends help us out.
That's good. Are Corinne and Corwin with you?
No, I haven't seen them in some time.
Shit. I assumed that when I had sent to Corinne, that hopefully, since she didn't meet me for breakfast, but the reservation was under her name, but Mum showed up, that somehow the two of them had been in contact.
I wouldn't know anything about that. I haven't seen your mom for almost a month.
Okay.
3 weeks ago, we got together with some people, some friends, and they helped us disappear.
Okay. It's probably safer if I don't know where you are, right?
I couldn't tell you I don't even know where I am.
Okay. Alright.
No one does.
Good. She took Mum.
Thought that might happen. I'm very sorry.
I don't know if you suspected or knew, but she is an ancient black dragon. It's really bad.
She is terrifying. It was a bad deal we made.
You didn't have a lot of choice from what Mom said.
There was a time we did.
I don't know if that's actually true, based on the fact that she's an ancient black dragon.
When we sat down and decided to meet with Duke LaCroix in the first place, we had an inkling that she wasn't the most honest broker in the world.
Sure.
I think, had we not taken the initial meeting, perhaps we would have been spared.
You think? I mean, if she thought that you could get her something that she wanted, don't you think she would have coerced you one way or the other? Give you the illusion of choice at least at first and get you comfortable? It's probably better
I'll put it this
in
way.
that regard.
She approached a lot of families. She only did what she did to us. I don't think I can say I didn't have a choice.
Okay.
There was a moment there, a shimmering moment, where I could have walked away. But she promised to help us with certain issues. She promised to help us with Morgan.
And then she didn't.
She was going to. But it looks like that problem's been dealt with. As I hear it.
Yeah.
Things got complicated after. Once we made the deal. Maybe you're right. Maybe she was never going to. But that's
She
what.
certainly didn't act in time to help Trilly.
No, she didn't. But she assured us that that you could take care of the issue. That this would be good for the family if you did it first. I don't know.
Well, that was a crock of bullshit. The way it turned out.
She can be very persuasive. But yes, we took the deal because she was going to help us kill Morgan.
Right. Well, I've got you here. I'm doing a lot of shot in the darks today. There might be a way to broker some sort of peace. A truce between the Glide and the Sunstorms. But for that to happen, the deal needs to be made with representatives of the Hog Collars, the Good Barrels, and the O'Sheas. And they need to have the authority to make that deal. Do you have any advice for how we might go about that?
The Hog Collars and the Good Barrels are honest brokers. You could deal with them honestly.
Right.
The Tenpennies, the Lanigs, all the rest of them are good for nothing.
The Flynns too?
Well, the O'Flynn's are too in debt with the Tenpennies to stand against them.
Makes sense. But they're decent folk?
They're decent folk.
Okay. That's at least something. Do you have any ideas of how to make sure that those families are in the position to make that deal without it coming to bloodshed with the other three?
No.
No.
Rendell Halfmoon has the voting block.
You don't
If
know
you-
of any reason that we could, anything that could be used to imprison him?
Oh, I'm sure it's out there, but I never came across it.
Right.
But go snooping around. You've got your friends. She
Right.
points to Selena. Go snooping around. You'll find something.
Is there anyone else that I need to know about who I can and can't trust?
Tassadris is a coward, first and foremost.
Right, okay.
Just don't ask her to go out of her way, and she should fall in line.
Okay. If she thinks that it's a winning battle, she'll fight. That sort of thing?
I wouldn't even say that. Just don't ask her to do too much.
Okay. What about in the rest of Gishari?
Nope. No one gets involved in the glide politics other than the families.
Well, we have other fish to fry also. So, just in general, is there anyone that you know that I should or definitely shouldn't trust other than the obvious players like Angela Creighton?
That's all I know.
Okay.
You can see the dream magic begin to fade. It's good to see you, Gilly. Take care of yourself.
Love you more.
I love you too. Dream fades. 8 hours is the duration you can wait. I believe the dream itself technically only lasts a minute. But theater.
True. At least we know they're okay. Ish.
Good news.
So your family's safe. No one knows
I
where
don't
they
know
are.
about the twins though.
We also left your brother in Fort Mountain Hall.
Right, well.
So
Poor Finna.
I mean, he's a vampire already, clearly.
I'll
He's a
send to
goner.
him tonight.
but the other two were capable. Otherwise they would not have been working with Morgan.
I'll send to them tonight.
They're capable. Okay.
Right, but
And then, now Moira?
As I said, if you have anything you want me to put in the ring, we can talk about that.
I'm leaving the Revivify, so it would only be first levels. Do you want anyone to go with you?
I can't take anyone with me. I technically wasn't with you, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can project an image, and there is a person behind that image. That's all I've got.
I'll give her another inspiration if I need to.
Alrighty.
If it's been the 10 minutes, I'll give her another.
Oh.
But you tell me.
That's fine.
Then yeah, I would reach out to
Cassandra.
Cassandra Moira.
Alrighty. So you in through the dreamscape and you see Cassandra Moyer kind of standing over her, and she's on a bed, beautiful inlaid white linens and silk and all the beautiful trappings of the Grand Duchess of Eastwind. She raises. She's like, you can see she has these kind of these spectacle kind of reading glasses on. She seems to have fallen asleep while reading. She stands up. Who are you?
So I showed up directly as Selena, as she would have seen me that day in whatever I was wearing, if I remember.
Looks strangely familiar.
I should.
So who are you?
My name is Selena, and we share love and grief for the same person.
Do we?
Your sister, my husband.
Fonzia. Your husband? I'm not sure I understand.
I bring you the hardest of truths in the only way I know how. With No deception. No lies. I came to kill Fanzia because I thought she had taken my husband from me. When in reality, the face had just been changed.
She stands up. Comes close to you. She gives you a very hard look. Go ahead and roll persuasion. With advantage, of course.
That boosted charisma, yo. And you have inspiration.
I do have inspiration. What's that, a D8 these days?
It is a D8.
I'm just going to go ahead and add it.
Balls to the wall.
Okay, so that's 20 plus 3. 23, please.
I don't know why, but I'm compelled to believe you.
Your counselor was not enraged when Fanzia fell.
No.
You believed, you knew, you loved your sister, and I'm sorry for taking that away from you. I do caution, if you ask, I'm not sure he will tell you the truth. We found it hiding in information in a fabricated existence 15 years back.
Where do I find proof?
We were in your tower. What's the name of the tower?
The Transpicious Obelisk.
Transpicious, that's the word, yep.
The Transpicious Obelisk had all of the details of Fanzia's life. Perfect. Too perfect.
And we have a report built up, too.
Yeah, we can send it to her. Carbon copy.
Yep.
Exactly.
We have a report built by a second tower with more power, more knowledge, more history than I have. I would find a way to send you a copy if I could.
You see her look over. Will you visit me again?
Of course. What can I bring?
Just some company would be nice.
Whenever I can.
You can hear this clack, clack, clack behind you.
Oh no.
Who's there? Yeah, who's there? Go. Run. Go.
Wake the fuck up. God damn you,
Was
Matt.
that Cassandra telling me to run?
Yes.
Matt pulls a gun out from under the table. Literally.
So, with that, we are going to call it for the night. You guys can decide with the rings and the spells and the in your chat.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So I have a question.
What's up?
We should have done that.
18 number. That number 18. What was it? Oh.
Okay.
18.
Was that the highest peak that we've had?
We got to 20.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
we made it all the way
We
to
shattered the
20.
record that we shattered.
Ah.
Awesome tonight.
Thank you guys.
The
Thank
way
you,
that the Son of
everyone.
Storms
We had 3
shattered
people
the
follow us
simulacrum.
over the
Nice.
course of the
Did.
last 3.5 hours.
We did.
Woo!
Thank you, Tushy
And
Tickler.
bits.
And thank you for the bits again, everyone. Thank you guys. It was really awesome.
Amazing.
What a great night. If you guys have funny suggestions for me to goad you, and you goad me, and I'll see if I can fulfill them, submit them to Discord. Tweet any of us.
Yeah, yeah.
You can
Right.
tweet any of them,
That's
and they'll
right.
pass it on to me.
That's right.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, we harass him nonstop. Come
Yeah.
on.
Literally.
So however
Constantly.
you want to reach out to us. Discord would be great, and I will rise
Your
to
hands
what.
are right here.
Thank you for 100 bits, Chris.
Aw.
You're so sweet, Chris. Yeah, Welch will return. So yeah, any suggestions you have for the show, submit them to Discord or on Twitter or whatever.
I mean,
Wow.
we initially fell in love with the Golden Dragon, who you will see more of sooner
Yes,
rather
yes.
than later. But I mean, come on, players are shits. We will fall in love with anything that's as ridiculous as possible. The Splinter and the Green,
Yeah,
a
that's
Bayou
great.
Turtle. Just help us torture him and bring me
This
in
is not torture
everything.
for Matthew.
No, I live for this
He
shit.
lives it. Yeah.
DMs are just people who live for the drama. Stick around for the rerun. If you're just now tuning in, we'll rerun this episode. You can catch up. I think that's everything.
Yeah.
Tune
Come
in.
join us Friday.
Yeah.
For a myriad of things.
Alexis attempts art with
Yep.
Matthew
So Blades in the Dark.
for
Blades in the Dark.
Blades in the Dark on Variant Rolls channel at 6,
Are we
7.
doing
Sorry,
anything
7. We'll be hosting.
Saturday or Sunday.
Matt's in the machine. I'm going to successfully drink a bottle of wine and talk about D&D.
Did you
The
get a
whole
bottle
thing.
opener?
You
An
should
entire
open the
bottle
bottle
of
before you stream.
No.
No.
Where's the
This
entertainment?
needs to happen on stream.
we call Matt opening
I
it
failed
the
on
interregnum
stream
of
opening the bottle.
despair.
He didn't just
Did
fail.
you not see this debacle?
He didn't just fail, he failed for
I
like a
was-
solid half hour.
Yeah, you've got
We were busy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I failed opening a bottle of wine. So now I have
It was
to
Now he's got a
round
debt.
2.
Yep.
So every holiday between now and time immemorial, we should always give you screw top wine. Is that what happens now?
That's
Box.
what he
Please, for
thought
the
he
love of God.
No, box.
The box.
bought. Anyway.
So yeah, that's
Folks.
just keep abreast. Go to Discord. That's where we post our announcements. We got
That's
a lot
right.
of content coming out and
That's
a
right.
lot of content coming in. We'll see you next. We'll see you a lot more than that. But on this show, we will see you next week in the wonderful world of Edda.
Aggression.
I never have the thing prepped.